that's so exciting, and it's so amazingly attractive.
Yeah, you're not laughing now, are you?
We are laughing now. I tell you what, who will know? Who will know? You're already happy, aren't you? Look how it works. Incredible. I'm just relaxing. No, I'm just relaxing. It's all right. I'm just relaxing. Just relaxing. Let's get that light working. I'm just relaxing. He's been working. Oh. Who will know? I'll tell you who will know. Packer will know. Oh, I'm going to miss someone, aren't I? Pack will know. Mouse Cat will know. There was someone else. Glass will know, but she came and went. Steady. Excuse me. There was someone else. So while because the OGs were in early, I'll just get this out. So I've done my first ever stream, right? For who else was in there? They're going to be gutted when I've forgotten them. But there was only about 7 people there. Expected. I've had about 28 people sign up. It's for a lockpicking channel. The channel's been going a couple of years, but it's doing all right, like 14,500 viewers. The shorts have had about 6 million views. So it's going all right. You know, it's work. It's work. But I'm trying to build a community like this one, but for there. But there are no live streams in the whole of that niche. None. So it's very foreign to them. I'm going to tell you a really funny story here. Not really funny, but it won't just because I know you lot, you'll understand why it's a little bit, hey, let me just make sure I've got me auto starred super charts on. Anyone know how I do that? Oh, Dawn Browning, I thought you'd be awake because it was early. I even put in you're probably not here anyway. I even put in the description maybe some of our antipodean and North American scrubs might be able to catch it. So how does this work out? Oh, man. But that's very kind of you, Dawn. I need to get that auto-starred thing. How do you do that? Right, I've done it. Right, I will see them all. Thank you, though, Dawn, if you watch this back, or I'll thank you on Twitter anyway. That's very kind of you. Got the old grift ball rolling. Will this stream be a grift ball rolling down the hill, gathering momentum and grifting? Or will it be more of a Sisyphean pushing Dawns up the hill? I just pictured me with my hands on Dawn's bum cheeks. It wasn't all bad, actually. In fact, it was all good. She had like some nice little swimming costume on, but some inappropriate heels for a swimming costume. That's a look, isn't it? Let's face it. If you grew up in the 80s, what scrub? There's a scrub who said it. The 80s was just one long boner. But a swimming costume and stilettos. I mean, I know that the younger people are just now going, oh, gross. But if you were being imprinted during that era, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, you probably could pay a fortune and go through like 8 years of therapy for them to take that pleasure away from you. But no, I love it. I love it. All right, there's a couple more come through. I will deal with those in a moment. Amazing. It looks like it's going to be we're going to call it the Dawn Browning grift ball rolling downing stream today. Hang on. So I've got to remember the other story, but I've got to get back to the 80s being one long boner and the swimming costume and heels. 1 in the chat if you're a swimming costume and heels understander. 2 in the chat if you're a swimming costume and heels negator. I mean, there's only 2 options. I remember I bunked off school and I used to be able to get up London for 60p. Like I used to go up to Covent Garden and Soho when I was about 10. Because you could then. It was all right. And I bought my first ever naughty. I mean, I already knew where my dad's jazz mags was stashed, but that was all secret and private. But I thank you, Dawn. Anyway, bless you. I have got Entropy on the go as well. That's up there. But what I'll do, I've decided, I've done it the last couple of streams, I will deal with the super chats in chunks rather than, you know, just keep unless they're appropriate, then tell me in the chat, say that's anyway. I purchased my first ever like pin up, you know, like something that when I got home I was going to pin on the wall beside my bed, basically, and it was Maria Whittaker, and I found it online the other day. I'll show you. It will make me go, oh. I'm going to check the ones and the twos in a minute. So one, if you are an 80s swimming costume and stilettos appreciator, I think I said something else the first time, or two, if you're a swimming costume and stilettos negator. And there it is. That's the one I had. Right, here we go. Let me just get it into Paint Shop Pro version 7. There's too many pictures of Whittaker on my screen. It's making me feel a bit sensual is the word. Good Lord. So anyway, imagine 10 years old, but because there's jazz mags in the house, because there's that hardback book of glamour photography for beginners, my house wasn't bookish. Like when I talked to Will and my editor and like writers, you know, their mothers like kept diaries and published things when they were kids, and you know, they're all sort of literature. Well, you know, my uncle was the poet laureate between 90, and I'm like, yeah, my uncle was an alcoholic who went to prison when he was 19. But the one book we did have was a hardback book. You know what? I should have. Why didn't I take that when we emptied my mother's house? Because you could, if you in the future, when they can just get into your mind, not your brain, your mind, if you could dredge the psychology of my sexuality, get it out. And I remember we looked at that stuff, didn't we, where they were scanning people's thoughts, and it got a bit, people in the chat were saying that's not real. Who knows these days? But if you could dredge my sensuality and make a book out of it, the images, it would be my dad's glamour photography for beginners book. I'm talking Lasardi. I'm talking Mizzy. I'm talking Whittaker. Oh gosh, when you read my manuscript, which I'll tell you what, I'm in such a good mood. It's my girlfriend's birthday tomorrow. It's only nearly 8 o'clock in the day here. So after this stream, watch a movie, kick back. Black Friday's over. Christmas is starting, but I've got a bit of time. I have literally I'll watch a movie, finish this at 8, 9, 10. I'll be starting writing at midnight and I'll be writing through till 5 in the morning. That's 5 hours solid writing. I think I get to the end of my manuscript tonight. No, that's not finished, but the end of this edit. And if my editor says we are go, which I think he will, I want to have a quick look at the ones and twos. I want to see where I stand among the scrubs with that. I know what JP is going to say already. Good Lord, you've been having a right old chat. I will say some hellos in a bit. Right, there we go. We've got some new people in. We'll have to say hello to those in a minute. There you go. 42 knows it. Picard's on the phone. You can come on, Packer, be co-host if you want. Don't feel obliged, though. I don't want you to start thinking, oh, bloody hell, he's going to ask me and I don't want to do it. Charlie Sparkles, Cooper's on. Hello, Eleanor. Eleanor, someone was trying to tell me that I missed your answers, but I think I got them in the end. Thank you for your comments on the videos as well. Vulture Droid's in. Mark James, are you new, Mark James? We've got loads of new people in here. Oh, look at them. There's the ones. There they are, all over the place. Who is, well, you don't have to say who you are. Hello, Paths of Exile. Are you new here? I only say that because I've been doing this for years and pretty much everyone else in there knows each other on here, you know. It's a community. Hello, Nyantos. How are you, son? Hello, Emma G. Nice to see you. Path of Exile was born in the 80s. Oh, so you were the 90s. So we're talking Pinder, Guest, yeah, Messenger. Oh, yeah. I met Guest and met... Oh, no, I'm not going to put the others through all of that. Anyway, let me tell you. Hello, 42. Hello, JP. Hello, Mousecat. Anglo Slots. Hello, Slots. Anglo's dropped a 10-bit. Grifter. Thank you very much, my friend. That's what my little story is about, grifting. Well, it's not. It's just really weird, but I'm going to tell you it. Hello, Vinny. Who else we got in here? Oh, Slots is Mad Lizzie. She's gone changing. Hello, Ugly Truther. Thank you, Anglo. That's very kind of you, mate. And I think, oh, it's just the two. The other one was StreamYard telling me that. Oh, I can't show you that. It doesn't let me show you. Anyway, so let's get back. Cheers, Anglo. So if you are new here, you can introduce yourself. Just say, I'm new. I'll tell you what, if you've really got that, right, or are you talking about me? Or was that your 80s? If you've really got that, and this has been proven on me, and I've already given this advice. A couple of people in the chat used it. Oh, you haven't got it. You prefer barefoot. Well, you'll like this picture I've got for you. I don't need to bring out the white tiger balm then. So I buy this picture. There's no story. There's no denouement. But I buy this little, it's only like a little postcard size thing. And I'm on the train home and I'm just going, oh, God. You know, I'm like 10. It's all just starting to happen for me. And when I get home, I share a room. You know, it's a 2 up, 2 down, little tiny place. Bedroom's about 12 foot by 12 foot. Not enough room to swing a cat. You couldn't swing a cat. I've swung a cat. I can't say it. It's lost its energy now. Got home, bit of blue tack. Just by my bed, right? Now, I sort of don't know. I don't think anything wrong with it because of the glamour photography for beginners hardback, which was just soft porn, basically, from start to finish. Real 80s stuff, though, which is perfect. And, you know, like I say, I knew my dad's jazz mag stash. And so, you know, unconsciously, I was aware that there was images of ladies in the house. So I don't think there's anything wrong with putting a picture of a quite large-chested woman on my bedroom wall, sitting there eating dinner. Mum, brother, me, dad. Mum decides to take an axe to my unconscious. She decides to throw a bag of hungry rats into my sexuality. And just as we're eating, right, totally out of the blue, nothing on television reminds her about, she's obviously seen it, you know, she's probably gone in my room to get some dirty clothes off the floor or something, you know, mums go in your room and that, and she's seen it, but she's just waited for a moment, maybe it was bottle, I don't know, and then just while we're there with our horrible pie and mash, and, you know, not the best cook, my mum, bless her, the worst, in fact, terrible. She knew it as well, and bless her. You know. Anyway, so there we are, me, my brother, my dad, trying to get this stuff down, and Mum hasn't got a clue. We never told her that the food was gross because that would have been awful, wouldn't it? You know, she'd done it every day for like 18 years, so twice a day. So, you know, that's quite nice, isn't it? I wouldn't have done that. And then she just goes, you can take that picture of that woman in that red swimming costume down. Dad looks up, brother looks up, I don't look up. Thus giving away who she's referring to. And I just went, it was gross. I just went, all right then. Anyway, here is the image. This is the exact image that I want to know your thoughts. People with children, all right? People with children. How would you respond? Be honest. or even and people without children, but let me know if you've got children. How would you respond to your 10-year-old if you suddenly saw this image on, just on the wall next to their bed? And it weren't like huge. It was, it was only like postcard size. Can you believe my mum? And you can take that picture of that woman in the swimming costume down. Brutal. I would have rather taken me aside and said, it's not really appropriate. But nah, she just said, you can take that picture of that woman in a red swimming costume down. So let me know, people. What would... Well, Matt, that's a bit different though, isn't it? What about, Matt, what about if it was like like your classic sort of chunky male in his undercrackers? Ugly trick. Yeah, but are you a fella? You're a fella, aren't you? JP just loves it. Does anyone know if Rags is streaming at 6 o'clock tonight? Anglo-Saxon's asking. Eleanor says, apart from a Sunday roast, every meal in our house tasted of the... Eleanor, you so fit into the glorious house of Scrubs. Listen to this, people. You know what? My mum's Sunday roast was bearable as well. That's interesting. Apart from a Sunday... I've got to screen grab that. That's too good. I'm going to have to save that. Apart from a Sunday roast, every meal in our house tasted of the hate it was made with. Oi, I'm going to steal that for my manuscript. I'm not even joking. I'm going to... What you can see me here. Look, I've just screen grabbed that and I've kept it here. Look. That's incredible. It's making me think that there might have been a bit of that about my mum's. And I'll tell you what, though, sherry trifle, sweet food, she nailed it. My mother's sherry trifle, like every Christmas, when like the stuff started coming out, what was it? Cream, Swiss roll. She'd get a Swiss roll, chop that up, lay that in the bottom of the bowl, then custard, but not like made proper custard with eggs, nah. Just like, what is it? The one with the tin. Oh, it makes my teeth go on edge. It's so powdery. Oh, God. That powder's so fine. It's such a tiny micron, isn't it? Those custard factories used to blow up, didn't they? It's rapid burning in air. Because it's such a fine powder and it's floating around near oxygen, if you light a match or something, I think flour mills used to go up as well, but oh, you know, when you sort of put the spoon in it and it sort of squeaks, stop it. But then she'd put the custard on, then a layer of whipped cream, and then she'd put little bits of pineapple or occasionally tinned peach, which was a bit of sometimes both. But I tell you what, oh man, I used to just... Because the kitchen was on the way to the toilet, every time I went to the toilet, I'd just get like a ladle. That's my missus. Let me just tell her. She knows I'm doing this anyway. I told her. Now, who said they were doing YouTube? Who said they were doing that? Was it me or someone else? I can't remember.
Hello, people.
Hello, people. Yeah, I've got to go, love. I'm busy. Knyom rawol. Knyom daw alini. Knyom McVein YouTube. Knyom McVein YouTube. Ate, atni ay kamay day.
Liay Khmer Ban.
Ooh, knyom ay kamay lao. Bye, love. Do you need something? Did you need to ask me something? Or did you just think I'm doing YouTube and you'd call me?
Good luck with YouTube.
Oh,
I love you.
thank you. I love you too. Bye. Now, every year when it's her birthday, I say to her, listen, this isn't a joke. I've got you nothing, right? And then every year, when it's her birthday, I keep it going for as long as possible. And then, oh, here's a cake I had made for you that's got your name on it, and it says I love you, and it's got the date we met on it and everything. And she's like, ah! And then later that day, I give her a little present, like a crappy one. And then an hour later, I give her another one. And then an hour later, I give her like a big one that I've spent a lot of time thinking about, asking her friends and all that. This year, I've done nothing. I've done nothing, but it's worse because I've got something for her that makes the nothing even worse. So I ordered like a PVC maid's outfit, right? But not like your 20 quid sort of eBay use once, wipe clean, put back on eBay so some old pervert can buy it. It costs a few quid, right? And it comes with these ridiculous heels. You can't stand up in them. She won't be though. Like over the elbow PVC gloves. It's the full bit. Now that's a gift for me, obviously. You know, what's she going to do? Wear that out? No. But that arrived this morning. This is really bad timing. So today I've said to her, listen, it's not a joke. And I always say that, but I've got you nothing. And she has said to me, she always says, I don't want anything. And she always says it. I said, I did try and get you a cake today, but they were closed. And I did try and get her a cake made today, but they were closed. So tomorrow, what am I going to do? Am I going to sort of say, I've got you nothing? We're going to the cinema. We've booked the VIP. It's lovely. You get this little booth. There's only about 12 booths in the whole cinema, but you don't know anyone else is in there because it's sort of got like walls around it. Not walls. It's like a little cabin. And it's got seats with a little remote control. And you put your feet up. It's got a blanket, a pillow. It's only 15 quid for the pair of us. Amazing. So we are going to the cinema. But then what am I going to do when it gets to sort of about midnight and she realizes because at midnight it's no longer her birthday. And when she's got nothing, then am I going to go, I did get this though. What are you going to do, hey people? What are you going to do? Yeah, I know, John. I know. I'm in all sorts of trouble. But the cinema is in like a shopping mall. So I think I'm going to have to sell some investments, which is always a pain in the ass. And just when we get there, say to her, you know, do you want to, I thought it would be better if you bought yourself. She's in a gym clothes at the moment because she's got this wicked gig teaching in a gym. It's a proper blag. But so she'll buy some gym clothes. Yeah. I've tried all that lark. I mean, I did buy her a ring that's weirdly gone up in value a few years ago. So every year I say to her, well, let's weigh your ring and see what the gold price is now. And if it's gone up a bit, I go, well, that's this year's present. The thing is, she knows we're a bit skinned because she's got to go to the dentist and have 900 English, so about $1,200. And that was, oh, good Lord. Anyway. Paths of Exile got a blowy at the cinema once. There you go. Well, that's what these little cabins get a bit like that, you know. I know. Well, you say that, but they're really weird about gold, the Cambodians. I don't know. Hello, Snoops. Snoops is on the firm. Snoopy, I think you might have left me a super thanks in one of the comments. Someone did. It might have been Eleanor, actually, or it might have been you, but lovely to see you anyway. Anyway, what did I want to tell you? Oh, yeah. So I done this stream with, this is a call-in, people. I'll stop giving in a minute. Oh, balls. I've deleted Eleanor's comment. Oh, I can remember it. Anyway, it tasted of the hate it was made with. Let me see if I can find it again. Anyway, 42 thinks it's a bit. LOIR, his mum didn't care. Hello, Kajet. Oh, how are you, mate? I can't begin to imagine the horrors to which a 10-year-old today are exposed on the internet. That, yeah. And you know, it's a weird thing, in fairness. I mean, I don't do porn anymore. I mean, I did a lot when I was a younger man. And it's not because of a lack of sexual, it's not for a lack of libido. I just don't like it. I just, it does cost a bit of your sex life. You sacrifice things. If you consume a lot of porn, your sex life loses its intimacy. And then you have to replace intimacy with intensity. And that's not what I want with my lover. I want it to be intimate. Now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't mean boring. My love, on this summer's day, did we once touch face? But you start trying to make it pornographic. And you're never going to do that. And you know, it took me a long time to get my sex life back, and it was my fault because I spent years on the old pervert powder. That makes it pornographic. you can be in the room on your own with a beach ball, as long as you've got a quarter ounce of powder, you're going to be fine. Watch it deflate, you sexy little beach ball. But that's why, even when I look at a picture of like Maria Whittaker in a swimsuit, it's like sexy. But kids watching like women just being abused, it just looks abusive. And you know, I've heard so many stories. I don't like to demonize porn because you're talking about something. It's like when people go, I hate jazz. What, 120 years of, 100 years of music. You know, it's too big a genre to hate it all. You know, you're probably talking about a million zillion hours of music. But I remember that fella from Jackass, and he said he had a job as a chauffeur. And one of his jobs was to pick up these girls. It was their first ever porn shoot. He's picked them up from the airport, and they've all got their hair done. They've all got their makeup and their big hoop earrings and their really sexy clothes. And they're in the back of the sort of limo with their champagne that the producers put on, a bit of boogle. And they're all like, oh, this is going to be great. Of course, once they've signed their soul off and are abused for 12 hours, and it gets the bit where he says, no, I said I didn't want to do that. Well, if you don't do it, it means nothing to me, but we won't ask you back. We won't ask you back. And if you see here, it says, if you don't do that, you only get half the money. And of course, because they've got them pierced and full of cocaine. All right, then. Can you stop killing me? You're choking me with 3 penises. And he said then he had the job to take the same 4 girls back to the airport like the next day. And he said it was silent in the back of that thing. He said they all looked haggard, like jumpers, sweatpants. I don't know what they are. Is that American for joggers? And just broken. One session. You know, in their heads, they probably thought it was going to be like what they see. You know, some sort of really hot bloke was going to come in and go, hi, is this your house? Hey, down, lovely. But no, they would have probably made about 30 films out of them. Just you're here for 12 hours. Next. Hurry up, quick, have a shower. Next. Yeah. So there you go. 42 says 10 is a bit young, which this far after that conversation makes you look terrible. I just want to, for anyone who's just tuned in, we were talking about putting slightly sensual images on your wall as a child. It's not too risky. That's interesting. Oh, Richie had one of Maria in her white gear. There you go. But you're right, Kajetto. I think, you know, the damage that is going to have been done. That's disgusting from Packer. Hello, Tej. How are you? Yep, she was much like a Baywatch babe there, Vinny. Hello, James Angel. Are you new here as well? Right. I'm going to put the invite in the chat, but it ain't open to everyone. This is just open to Packer if he wants to come in, and then we'll get this show on the road. So the other day, I done this first ever stream, like I was telling you, for this lockpicking thing. And thanks to all the scrubs who signed up. Now, there's 28 people signed up. About half of them are scrubs. So thank you very much. But I didn't give enough notice. And I thought I had, but I didn't. And there was only like 7 or 8 people in there. And doing hello, Packer. Where is he? Hello, mate. No,
hello.
Not. Hello, mate. Let me just finish this story. Yeah, let me just finish this one off. And I'll tell you what, people, doing an hour and a half, it did fly by because I had loads of clips lined up. But doing an hour and a half, not swearing too much, not talking about narcotics, sex, you know, because it's a business thing. It was quite a struggle. I think it was all right, wasn't it, Packer? Did you enjoy that? You were there.
Yeah, that was a good laugh. I did quite enjoy it. It's very much like this, but without your face and, yeah, without the total degeneracy.
It's not so degenerate, is it? It was just like some interesting clips and that. But hopefully I'm going to do another one next Sunday, but I'm going to give him a week's notice. I'm going to do it about 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon, UK time. But here's the funny bit. Check this out. So one bloke emails me and he says something like, to be honest with you, you've let yourself down with that live stream business. And I wrote back to him. I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, $2.99. He said, is it some kind of joke? He said, YouTube's free. And he said, you're taking the piss, aren't you? And I went, listen, I said, it's $2.99, right? I said, let's say 50 people sign up. Let's call it £3 for the maths. Packer, you keep freezing. I don't know if it's me or you. It don't matter, does it? Can't do anything about it.
Me or you.
Let's say 50 people sign up, right? That's 150 quid. YouTube take 50 quid of that. That leaves 100. I get taxed on that, and it's American. I have to fill in a W8 Ben form. So it works out about 22% or something. So anyway, I'm left with 80 quid. The video was an hour and a half. But it took me about 3 hours to get all the clips together and have some kind of, you know, all the stuff about Ashida Kim, the ninja, and then that went on to the other bloke who was, you know, and I said, and also, and I wrote all this to him, and I said, and also, when a locksmith turns up at your house and opens your door in 5 minutes and charges you 180 quid, you realise you're paying for the 20 years experience he's got of, you know, opening locks and all that lark. I said, I was a stand-up comedian for 10 years. I used to get £1,000 for an hour's stand-up. And I said, it works out less than minimum wage. He wrote back to me and he went, you can try and justify it as much as you want. He said, but I ain't paying it. And then I wrote back to him and said, what other YouTube channels do you watch? And he listed about 10 of them, all monetized, all of them, all monetized. I couldn't believe it. I just thought, what? So it's going to be a bit of a struggle, I think, with people like him in the comments, but I banned him, so. But I'll keep it up. Packer, there's something wrong with your internet connection, man.
I'm all right this end. You was lagging a little bit when I first came on, but you're all right now. Can you hear me all right?
Hello, Alan. Nice one for that 10-bit. And that will be followed up shortly by that one. There you go. How are you, Al? Thank you very much. Can people tell me whether I'm lagging, Packer's lagging, or no one's lagging? Why can't I get rid of that? Sorry, Packer. I've got to just...
Looks fine. The Packer's good. It's you, Chris. It's okay on the screen, 42 says.
It's just me, is it? All right, hang on. James from Philadelphia says, good morning. It must be early doors out in Philadelphia. Mouse Cat drops a 10-bit as well. And he says, was difficult to open that lockpick stream as we had to do it via the community tab. I thought you made it difficult for people because of psychology. Lockpickers liking a challenge and all that. Well, here's the problem, Mouthcat. That's unless you stream through YouTube. And thanks for the donation, mate. And thank you, Alan. And thank you, James. And thank you, Anglo. Very, very kind of you all. Where's my entropy gone, Packer? Asking you is really weird.
I don't know.
Unless you stream through YouTube, and remember, and I've done that before, you can't put comments on the screen. That's rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. The only way you can do it is if you do it via the community tab, because you can tell people, you can give the link there and you can say who can see this. And so you can say members, non-members, and all the different levels. I mean, there's only one level and it's the cheapest one. There's no other way of doing it, Mousecat. But I did put a video out earlier on in the day saying I'll be streaming later. You've got to go to the community tab. There's a link to the community tab. But I will do something different. But anyway, I'll work it out. I'll persevere. And I'm sure it will be fine in the end. But people getting funny about that is ridiculous. I just thought, what? Thank you, Eleanor. Well, that's an amazing tumble of griftation. Packer, it turned out to be the Dawn Browning grift ball rolling down the hill rather than the Sisyphean uphill.
Looks like it's going all right, yeah.
There you go. That's what I wanted. Someone to help me out when I had absolutely nothing to say. Arklo's dropped an Ayrton in. Arklo's quite busy on Twitter, you know. He replied. I'll tell you what, Packer, you're missing out not doing Twitter. Now Elon's on board. You saw that video I played on the stream the other day, didn't you? Amazing. What do you think about advertisers pulling out? Fuck them. He basically says, fuck them.
Don't advertise.
Yeah, he says don't. And the other bloke can't handle it. He's like, what? But
That's not the answer he was wanting, was it?
Yeah. He says, I don't care. He says, what? You're going to try and blackmail me with money? Go fuck yourself. Imagine having the amount of money he's got that he can do that. I mean, I'm not envious of that much money. I couldn't cope with it. I really couldn't. It would destroy my life. And I mean that. You know, it's very hard to succeed at things when you've got like 200 bills. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's nothing they want more than to see Elon apologise for anything. They would all love it.
They hate him, don't
Where is he?
They absolutely hate the fact that he bought Twitter. Now, I've got something quite interesting here. I'm gonna drop this in, then we'll get a guest on. James from Philadelphia wanted to come on. So
I want to know how he's doing.
Oh, put your seatbelt on because he's hard. Once it's on, he's hard to get rid of. I want to show you something. It was very good. So Tesla is famously known for having a zero spend on marketing. Thank you, Arklo and Eleanor. I rushed over your two donations a bit and yours, Mousecat. Oh, I'm just going through them all again. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Anglo. Thank you, DB. I've got to show you this. Hang on. What's it called? Oh, man. So Tesla are well known. I found it for having they spent no money on marketing. It's all just been word of mouth and Elon Musk saying things he shouldn't. That's how they've publicized Tesla. It's quite amazing, really, that, you know, they haven't sat down with marketers, and it's scared the life out of the marketing industry that one of the biggest companies in the world is now sending rockets into space. Has got a zero marketing spend. Now, I should be all right with this. So Tesla have bought out this Cybertruck, Packer. Do you know about that?
No, a couple of years back, he had his own truck, didn't he? And he was reckoning it was bulletproof glass and threw something at it and broke it.
it's been laughed at and ridiculed for a few years. It looks like something from Space 1999. It's like
it does look like a child's drawing, doesn't it?
Yeah,
oh, look,
yeah.
That child's found a ruler.
It's such like the old square. It does, you know, you look at a Bugatti or a Lambo or a Ferrari, and you can, you know, even when they're still, you can see the wind just sort of, you know, and all the streamlining. No, it's got a big flat front, right? He has this little Tesla. I should be able to play this. It's only a minute long. He has this little sort of Tesla thing where he's going to show a video, and I watched this. Now, don't blink because it's actually excellent. You know, he's very good at making money. The very unpleasant YouTuber, the smuggest bastard in the world, Thunderfoot, just keeps pulling Elon Musk apart. And it's like, no, you lost that. You've lost that, Thunderfoot. You're an unpleasant person. I can't stand him. Do you watch? I can't see you, mate. You're just like this. And then you go,
I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I'm really sorry about that.
It's all right. It's all right. As long as you can hear me.
Yeah.
I can't stand his videos when he comes on and he's like, have you seen this rubbish? It's really rubbish. It's like, oh, he's still doing it. Yeah, I'm not a fan of his, man. Right, here, have a look at this. It's actually a very good bit of marketing, and you see why at the end, right? So he's racing his block of metal truck with a Porsche 911, right? A Porsche 911's got quite good acceleration and all that lark, you know, famously good acceleration. Why is it so slow? I should be sharing the screen by now. That we're having problems. I think it might be my computer, you know. I uploaded a bit of illegal software. I mean, free software that was meant to update all my drivers, and it would appear to have put them all back in time. Jesus, what's happening? Like last time, Chrome tab. Let's try it this way. Right, here we go. You're going to disappear with me, Packer, but well, so check this out. It's well worth a watch. You should be able to hear it. Let me know if you can't. So this is the Cybertruck racing against a Porsche 911. I mean, look at it. It's a big square box. There's your Porsche 911. To the end. It's only a few seconds. And they're off. The Cybertruck has taken the lead. The people in the crowd can't believe it. Right, it's only like 100
But wait,
meters.
there's more.
Wait. Oh! Did you see that, Packer? Let's just go back to that last bit there. Not only does it win, but look, I'll play it in super slow. I'll play it in super slow. Look what it's got behind it. It's actually, not only did it beat a Porsche 911 in acceleration and distance, but it was also pulling a Porsche 911. What do you make of that, Packer?
Well, can't really argue with it, can you? It's still fucking ugly, though.
Weird looking thing, isn't it? But I mean, if you need a truck for work, and you can, and it's efficient, and it's got this and it's got that, it might, you know, he's done well. He knows how to sell a product. You can't argue that. You know, I don't think he sat down and saw those drawings and went, yeah, that's a beautiful looking machine. You know, I think he's got the world's top designers involved, and they said, let's make something radically different, but that has actually got. Go on.
I get that, but I'm kind of wondering the sort of person that can afford that truck doesn't need a truck for work.
I don't know how much they are. Let's see how much they're going to be sold for.
I know how much the car.
How much is a Tesla?
I mean, yeah, I'd have it. if someone wants to buy me one, that'd be lovely. Thanks very much. But
I thought they were trying to sell them for, they're 60 grand, mate. Fat dollars. So about 50 grand. That ain't a lot for a truck, is it? I think this is a working man's vehicle. I don't know. I don't drive, so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but it says here that it's going to be
you can get a really nice second-hand diesel truck for 15 grand.
Yeah, but if you're buying brand new, you know, imagine you're setting up a company and you want all the same
25,
truck.
30, get you everything you want. 50 grand's a lot of money for a truck.
Okay, but it might be it might be things like certain aspects of it last longer or don't need replacing so much. That's what I don't know. I mean, all I do know is I am an entrepreneur, but Elon Musk has got the edge on me with that, you know. I do all right certain times, but he's certainly proven himself. He's made so much money. It's absurd, isn't it? I can't remember whether it's him or that horrible other fella who's got the most money now. Anyway, let's get someone in. Here we go. I'm sure James from Philadelphia is hovering over the join button. There you go. We do get 2 people in. James says exactly, Packer, which is a little bit random and makes me feel like he's just tapping you up. S. Giles said, well, originally Elon Musk said it was going to be about 120,000, but I just read that, but apparently it's going down to about 60,000. Well, the thing is, though, that I think that's all the sort of stuff it's got going for it. Alan says a new Chevy is 60,000. What are they like, Alan? What are Chevys considered decent vehicles in America? Here we go. What's that, Packer?
I said, is that an electric Chevy or a normal Chevy truck?
Did I do EVs?
They
Chevy?
do.
Is that an EV, Alan, or just your standard? IR reckons you're going to be coughing up a load more. Right, Packer, I just want to warn you, we've got 2 guests on and they can both go on a bit.
I'll sit back.
No, you're going to help us out. No, you need to help me out. James from hello, Arklow. We'll move on to you in a minute because you look like you're lounging. Are you on a chaise lounge?
No, just a nice couch we got from IKEA.
You could have just lied. You could have just said yes. Do you want to try again?
Right.
My computer ain't working. It's all, I don't know why. Maybe I've got some software open that I shouldn't have. Right, anyway. James from Philadelphia with one little bit of hair up in the middle. Have you got a mohawk today, James?
No, I just got up and I went and got my hair cut at an all-black shop and it fucking murdered me. So I told them to cut it short. I didn't want it this short, but you know, it's freshly cut, so it's got to grow in a little bit. I just got up.
How are you communicating with us today? Have you got like a beaker and a bit of string?
I'm on the phone. My computer's messed up. I got power cord problems, so.
All right, man. No worries. We can hear you. How are you getting on? What have you got to tell us?
I'm doing okay, I guess. Like 6 months sober.
Wow. 6 in the chat. 6 in the chat for James.
Still at this recovery. I was getting a little sick of this bullshit.
Yeah, well, you've been there before.
Yeah.
Alan, yes, it is an EV Packer. It does get it gets a bit boring, doesn't it? That's the sort of people we are. But you know,
well, it gets to be, you know, like some of these people are some real dickheads. You know what I mean? It's like the games that they play and shit. Because the guy that runs this is my personal friend, and they all know it, and they resent that.
Okay.
You know.
When people complain about NA and AA, and everyone in NA and AA complain about it, it's always about other people in the meetings who they think are cunts. That's always.
Well, I'm not complaining per se about AA and NA. I'm complaining about the living situation. You know what I mean?
Sorry, no, it broke up. You're complaining about what?
Not about NA and AA. I'm complaining about the living situation, which is separate. You know.
Oh, okay.
So
are you in another one of what you were in before? A room?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
Do we have them, Packer, in England? What's a rooming house? I only know that phrase because I've heard James say it.
Well, they'll say recovery house or sober house.
Okay, yeah. What do we call them? Dry house or something?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Okay. Oh, so yeah, and they put you in with people and they're a pain in the ass. Yeah, I mean, I've been in them, James, and I can smell the heroin, and I'm like, this isn't helpful. This isn't helpful. You know, I'm absolutely hanging out for some. And
it's not. It's certainly not like that. Nobody's getting high here, but
But you have to go down into the kitchen, and they don't like you because your mate's the boss.
Well, some of them don't. I have allies, so.
I'm not. You're breaking up a little bit. Is he breaking up for you too, or is it just me again?
No, he's fine.
No, I have allies, so I have some enemies. Some enemies, but
right. Some heavies. I'm just shutting down some things because Lord knows why it might just be Cambodian internet. Who knows? This time of the day, maybe it's been overrun. But 6 months is amazing. You know, James, if you can do a day, you can do 2 days. If you can do 2 days, you can do a week. Let me ask you now, have you ventured back and watched some of those videos when you were on the Whippets?
I watched the Dr. K thing. Yeah, I watched the Dr. K thing, but as far as venturing back, no, I haven't. I know I was nuts.
It was weird for me because as much as it was quite hard to watch, you can't deny the humor of those situations.
Right.
You were just live on YouTube, going into like a bit off camera. You'd hear it go, and then you'd go, and then you'd come back out and go. Yeah, yesterday I needed 5 just to get the hit of 1. And then you'd go back and have another one. It was like, whoa. And then there was a bit with the baseball bat, and you go, come on! It was at that point I thought, I don't know anymore. I don't know. But
yeah, who knew you could be tolerant to nitrous oxide?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Not laughing gas. So how was the living situation isn't great? Are you working or anything?
Yeah, but I probably got about 2 weeks left, and then I got to find a job. I may become a waiter. I do. There's a famous restaurant in Philadelphia called Chicky and Pete's, and we do the landscaping for all the rest. It's a sports restaurant, closely allied with the Eagles, which is the football team in the area. And we do all the landscaping for them. And we also do the owner's house. So I might have my boss put a word in for me and just be a waiter for the winter or something. To make some decent money, you know.
And so that's what you're in the winter at the moment, are you? It's quite chilly there.
Yeah, it's not as cold as it's gonna get colder, but it's December, so it's 40 some degrees out right now.
27. What's that, Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is cold. I mean, it's 27 here.
Well, it's not that cold.
No, it's lovely here. Arklow.
How's it going?
Not well, because my computer doesn't seem to be working. I can just about make out what everyone's saying, but I'm getting there. I am getting there.
Is that a little bit better?
after this, it's not you lot, because Packer said it's all fine. I might.
Yeah, I can hear him.
Yeah, after I've spoken to you two, I might reboot. But anyway, so what is your Saturday afternoon? How are you getting on? Have you just come out of rehab, Arklow?
I just was I in rehab?
Yeah.
No.
Or is that something you're planning for the future?
Something for the future, maybe. I just made a lovely dinner for Mrs. Arklow Rocks, who's sitting just over to the right of me here.
Hang on, you made her dinner, or she made you dinner?
Yeah.
What did you make?
I did meatballs and marinara sauce with some nice pasta. So, yeah.
Hang on, what's marinara sauce? I don't know that.
It's just
Piece of
whatever
cereal.
meat you're cooking, you saute it first, and then in that oil, you...
Hang on a minute, Arklow. I'm going to mute James because his microphone is making all sorts of noise.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're all right. I just don't think you realised.
No, I didn't.
There you go. Right. Try and sort that ruffling noise out, James, and I'll bring you back. Once you've done it, you can bring yourself back in that. You're still here, but your mic's off. So, right. What's marinara? I know carbonara.
No, it's more like just a tomato sauce, but it's good for fish and meat. You just make it with you saute whatever
you
meat.
Made your missus meatballs.
Yep.
And you tried to sell it as you've made like a fancy meal.
Yeah. I talked it up as a...
Yeah, here, darling, here's some meatballs. You've got some mincemeat, rolled it in the balls, got some ragu, chopped some onions in it, and that's it.
Nah, no, there's more to it than that. No, there's a bit of love goes into it as well.
Go on, give us the details.
Yeah, then once you've sauteed the meat, you put onions and garlic in, crushed, and then a bit of basil and a bit of passata, a bit of red wine vinegar, grated Parmigiano. Then you put the meat back in, and then you cook the pasta into that. And a bit of
have you got a nice bit of the old Parmesan? You buy it on the block, do you? You don't get that.
Yeah. I even keep the rinds to cook in the sauce when I only have the rinds left.
There you go. There's a lovely little Italian deli at the end, well, just round the corner from where I used to live in Soho, and I'd get a real nice bit of that Parmesan, and you get that thing that it's almost like a potato peeler. So it gives you nice little curls. And
like something curly little,
That's it. And then when you go around someone's house, they go, "Oh, do you want a bit of Parmesan on that?" And it comes out like ready powdered. And you're like, "What the fuck is that?"
I wouldn't put that fucking bulgism on my
food anyway. Yeah. And as it melts on whatever you put it on, it just looks like you've got a layer of human semen on top of your food.
Not very appetizing.
You know, the effort they go to making a proper round of Parmesan, and then you got this one, and I looked at it and it said things like colouring. Check this out on Parmesan. Flavourings. What? Fucking cheese. What have you flavoured it with? Parmesan flavour, because it's actually made of bread or something. Anyway. It can make me angry. Did Mrs. Arklow enjoy the glorified meatballs, we'll call them?
She did. I made a little bit too much, but it was. I got a lovely little bit of praise for it.
And did you serve it with spaghetti, or did you already say
just a fusilli?
I don't know what that is. Is that a
little curvy bits of pasta? Curvy little bits of pasta, like.
What is it, pasta? Hang on, a twist. What, like those old crisps? The ones that look like those old crisps?
Yeah, like a twister pop.
James, do you cook meatballs and fusilli?
No, I buy pre-made meals. Pretty much, might throw it in the microwave, 2 minutes, boom.
Oh man, I'll tell you what.
I just made French toast though. So.
Oh no, lovely, absolutely delicious. Do you go with the cinnamon and the?
No, I don't go. I don't do all that. I probably should, but.
I don't know what's going on there. No, if you get a bit of cinnamon and a bit of what is it? It comes out of the. It's just, I can't remember what it is. Come on, Art. Well, hang on.
How's he doing?
Organic vanilla extract.
Oh yeah.
So a bit of that. So I'll put. This is how I make my French toast. I get it's just white bread. I don't want any seeds or any of that. I eat that stuff with a sandwich.
I use wheat.
Pardon?
I use wheat, not white.
Wheat? What's
white
wheat?
bread's shit. There's nothing to it.
Yeah, but that's why I like it for French toast. Because it's just the base. I put a couple of eggs in the pot. I put the vanilla extract in it, a bit of cinnamon, a little pinch of salt, and then whip all that together. Put the bread in it, both sides, and then maple syrup, a few blueberries, a couple of strawberries. Eat the lot and sit there going, "You fat bastard!"
Christ, that's like a commercial. Who the hell goes to all that trouble?
Well, me, because I do like. I'm trying to put on. I need to eat a lot of calories at the moment because I'm doing a lot of lifting, and you know, you can get 4 eggs in one French toast, but I can't be eating just eggy bread. I need to disguise it with loads of sugar and vanilla. Not feeling that. My little thing's gone down to 1. Terrible timing. James, have you got anything you'd like to share with us? Have you got anything you'd like to bring to this? Because I'm going to talk to you two in a minute, and then I'm going to chuck you both out, and I'm going to reboot my computer. Anything?
Not necessarily. I mean, nothing's going on that's interesting with me.
James, are you going to YouTube again, or do you think that's not a good idea? Or you're
yeah. Like I said, right now I'm having problems with the power cord, and you know, it's hard for me. I don't have much time to go out and buy it. I bought one, and it was the wrong one, and you know, I travel for work, so it's hard for me to stream during the day. And usually, I was just streaming on Sunday. I haven't streamed in about a month, but yeah, I'll get back at it.
Yeah, do so. They were good fun, man. I used to have them on because when you were doing them, I'd usually be working. So, yeah. All right, man. Arklow rocks. Give us some wisdom. Have you got something you wanted to say, or did you just come on to lounge? To let your dinner go down in company.
I'm getting some serious sound here.
Are you?
No one else hearing it.
It's him again. Look.
It's
not me.
Area.
Yeah, look. Silence.
There you go.
James, I'm going to boot you. Lovely to see you, though. And let us know when you're back live. Ping me an email or something. We'll have a chat. But you've got to go because it's all... Look after yourself. 6 in the chat for James from Philadelphia because 6 months clean. If you saw his last few YouTube streams, it was...
It's nice to see him looking well, isn't it?
It was time to get clean.
He looks a lot better.
You're only saying that because he's got a haircut that's more like yours.
It wouldn't be hard to look better than this. Although when I was a young lad, I had a great head of hair.
You've gone for a slightly fading linear affair.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to show you what I used to look like when I was a young lad.
Okay. Did you choose to put that T-shirt on? Is it just what your missus has washed and that's available?
I thought it looked okay.
I'm not judging it.
Sure.
I'm not judging it. I was just interested. Hello, Philip. Oi, people. I don't want to dox this fella here, but what a community. This bloke here heard something that I'd said. Hang on a minute, Arklow. Hang on a minute. Keep it secret for a moment. I had a bit of trouble, a bit of legal trouble that was costing me dollars. And this fella, as you can probably see from here, not only is he in that field, he's right. It was trademark and intellectual property stuff. And that's what Philip does. And he pinged me an email and basically said, mates rates, you know, if you get any more of this, let me know and I'll sort something out for you. Amazing. Because that stuff don't come cheap, I can assure you. The bloke we had before, he was just like, he charged by the 15 minutes and he didn't even have the paperwork there. And I'm like, while you're looking for that paperwork, I'm paying. Anyway, that's very nice. Yeah, he does look. Dave Courtney died, didn't he? Poor thing, he killed himself.
Did he?
Yeah, he had cancer and it was too much for him. He'd had enough and he left a video message saying, look, no one's after me. No one's killing me. He said, I'm in too much pain. And he said, I've had a great life, but I've had enough. And he killed himself a couple of weeks ago. So I don't think Vincent means you remind him of.
Thanks, Vincent.
That's very kind of you, Eleanor. Yeah, James started YouTubing, Eleanor, and he was on the nitrous oxide, and he's been in and out of recovery for a lot of his life. He's got a mad life story. I'll leave it to him to tell you when he starts streaming again. But it went crackers, man. Right, come on, Arklow. Let's have a look at some of these pictures. Nothing. Oh, okay. Look at that.
12 years of age. My whole life ahead of me.
How lovely. Look at you. There's nothing to you. Where did all that come from?
I know.
The jumper's too big.
And also, there's one car on the road. Mick O'Brien was a carpenter on the road, and that's the only frigging car there. And you couldn't.
Interesting.
Couldn't move for traffic down here now.
Wait, Arklow, are you wearing a Lyland Scott jumper in that first photo? There's a little.
No. That was the school that we were going up to the Christian Brothers School that day. That was the first day of secondary school.
Let's have a look at the second one.
"30 years of age there.
Are you eating meatballs there in a
marinara sauce and meatballs there?
He's only got one. That's all he ever cooked.
That's when I would have been a young lefty wanker. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
in those days, tried to think I was cool.
In their dark times, didn't they? When did you change, Arklow? What age were you when you thought?
Well, the very first time I called you, Chris, I was telling you about 2008 going on. Mrs. Arklow Rocks is after bringing in another one there now.
Okay, I'm up for it.
I have to have a think about that one.
Okay, that's interesting. Editing. I reckon she's gone, show him this one. Come on. Oh my God.
I have to block out someone's face.
Yeah, understood. And your Che Guevara beret.
I'm even more of a little.
Hang on. Nearer, closer. It's got to be closer, mate. Didn't time fly?
Yeah, that's me simping for a girl that had no interest in me.
It looks like that.
That's what I was doing there. That's simping for a girl that had no interest in me whatsoever. Anyway,
leftism can do that to people.
Yeah, we all do that. I got on the internet in 2008, Chris, and I was a big YouTube atheist fan and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And then I realised a lot of those lads were absolute fucking wankers, and I couldn't stand them. And
and that was a start.
My own inquiry brought me here, Chris. My own inquiry brought me here.
I've recently been rewatching Matt Dillahunty.
Yeah.
And I've been re-watching it, and it is very cringe. And it's like, why do they go around in circles? Every video is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
And there's
Chris,
millions of them.
They'd ring in, Matt would say, "Okay, what's your claim and what's your evidence?" I'm not making a claim that has evidence. I'm making an inference about the world. You absolute arsehole.
And then they just chop them up. They just
chop them off.
Yeah. What was that? That was the Atheist Experience calling show, wasn't it? Yeah.
Here, Chris, Matt Dillahunty's wife has a dick, by the way.
Yeah, I know this. I know this. No surprises there.
No surprises there, like.
And
he
there's
gets
that
very
other
touchy about
bloke.
it. He gets very touchy about it, by the way. I don't mean that in a finar way. It's like, stop noticing my wife's cock, you know.
All right, have you seen that bloke Aaron?
Yeah, Aaron Ra.
That's it. He's got like a little
Yeah.
blue beard. I mean,
Yeah.
he's all like that. You see him arguing, and then
I
he's suddenly like, yeah, but you say the Quran is good for life and good for culture, but I've got many trans friends who don't agree with that. And I was like, oh,
and
what?
he'd say that there's good data to show that, you know, most of the prison population in America, you know, is Bible professing kind of Christian and whatnot. And like that's supposed to, well, maybe they're on a path to some sort of redemption. Aaron, did you ever consider that? And I'm just saying that he'd present that in a kind of a slam dunk. Wow, I got you, you know, conservative person. I got you again. I used to cut him a bit of slack because he's a metal fan, so I thought there was some redemption there, like, you know. And he did have very interesting stuff about like paleontology and things like that. But it was the total unwillingness to engage with the fact that their great argument was, religion pushes a God-shaped hole into you and then provides you the answer. No, the God-shaped hole exists there anyway, you absolute gommelias. And that's where our inquiry is, and that's where our little internal conversations with ourselves, we're assessing that. And some of us are believing people and some of us aren't. But I hate using the word deconstruction with Joe, but
you feel free to use
the irony, the irreverence isn't providing anything on the other side. That's my problem.
Yeah.
It isn't.
You're
It's not
absolutely
providing anything. Like, you can be as ironic as you want.
But the thing is, though, they say that. They always say, look, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is I don't, unless you can prove that God exists, I'm not going to believe it. But they don't stick to that.
No.
When it works in their favour. If they did stick to that, I'd give them a little bit of respect. But I was just watching it perplexed, just thinking they're still doing this. 15 years later, the same arguments. I couldn't believe it today. You went, that's a logical fallacy. I thought,
I know. And in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with that. But it was just, for me, it was when the whole my jihad watch phase. Anytime anyone tried to say, well, guys, you never seem to want to talk about Islam or Judaism, you know.
Yeah. Hang on, I can't hear you. I'm just going to put my earplugs in. Hang on. Today's stream's been all sorts of dramas. I literally can't hear anything anyone's saying for the minute. It will take about 5 seconds. Right. Hello?
Yep. Hello.
Right, say that again, Arklow, with the last bit.
The jihad watch, my phase of jihad watch, you know, I was like, you know, this Muslim thing, what's going on here? That was the level I was at. But even for the atheist experience, the second anyone rang in and started talking about Islam or, God forbid, Judaism, as if, like, are you some kind of racist? Are you some kind of bigot? What's going on here? And I was like, hang on, why are they? And then it was with a short hop, step, and a jump. And like, you know what? These people are absolute chancers. Yeah, absolute fucking chancers. You know.
And that Dilla Huntley's, he'd have that bloke who never said a word, a bit like Packer, actually. He was. But when Dilla Huntley would he'd think he'd sort of just brush them aside. He'd go, another idiot on the phone.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, oh, well, they're still doing it, Arklow. They're still doing it.
Yeah. And that's, again, that led on to another problem for me, Chris, was just thinking about the materialistic, deterministic worldview. And, you know, we're all just biochemical switches falling like dominoes as deterministically. And that doesn't work for me. You know,
They never. I mean, okay, they're only atheists, so I do understand their position. We don't believe in a God unless you show me evidence. Okay,
evidence, yeah.
but why won't they have a conversation about faith or about
Yep.
belief? I mean, that might be interesting. I don't know. I mean, I do
Chris,
think the atheism thing got a lot of people red pilled in a weird way.
it did,
Ironically,
yeah, it did,
ironically.
yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah, I
you have
wouldn't
to.
like it, but yeah, it did. It got me to seeing that there was online communities that discuss things.
That's it.
It got me interested in thinking about thinking. And then when there was obviously dimensions that they didn't want to talk about, but the odd lad like Devin Tracy would, obviously, that got me a little bit more right. It would appear that there are numbers that are interesting to look at, actually.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that they don't want you to talk about. And, you know, then you just started.
Yeah, it was just
moving.
Christian bashing.
You know.
All right, Arklow, because I can't understand the word you're saying, I'm going to let you go. Why are you laughing,
Chris, if
Packer?
I only adopted your sort of locutions, I would be well understood, wouldn't I?
I don't know Packer either. I still
Ah,
don't
that's
Write
a
that
good
down in the
copy.
chat, Arklow.
That's a good copy.
Packer,
Oh,
how much
blimey.
out of 10 are you going to give Arklow for that being an impression of me?
Was that an impression of you?
Apparently, yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it? Well, you've answered the question by asking that.
Yeah.
Arklow, thanks for coming on. Have a lovely rest of your Saturday with Mrs.
We will.
I will say
enjoy
it's probably better than your impression of him, Chris.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's a fair balance, you see.
Because he ain't Welsh.
Try. He's not Welsh or Urdu.
Urdu.
My
Pashtun.
one impression is sort of Welsh Urdu. Hang on. I will do an impression of Arklow. I know I can't, so this will be so cringe. No, I can't do it. I can't do it. Arklow, look after yourself, mate. Take care.
Good luck, Packer. Scrubs.
Oh, that got quite difficult for me, Packer, because the rain, and then when James was on, I think he didn't realise his microphone was being a bit scratchy, wasn't it?
Yeah, I can hear the rain at your end now. I couldn't before you started messing with the...
You can hear it, can you?
Yeah, it's a constant hiss.
Right, hang on.
No matter, we can hear you. Now we can't hear you. No.
Now, yes.
Yes.
Right, now let me see. Tell me if any of these settings are better. Can you hear me and the rain, or just me?
I can hear the rain and you. Now nothing.
Me and the rain.
Yeah, you and the rain big time.
Oh God, it got a bit really loud. I think I turned the gain up there. Right, last option. Me and or the rain.
You and the rain. So you're still perfect. You were perfectly audible before. You still are now.
Right, well I've gone back to the first one. What's that? Usually the microphone gets rid of the rain. I want to know, have you ever seen the rain rolling down on a Mexico rain? I don't know the words. Right, people, I've got a treat for you. Let me check my entropies just in case the boy, the niggler, is in town.
No.
Excuse me. No, we're all good there. Okay. Right, I've got a treat for you, people. So while I was making that stream for the other channel, rain stopped, lovely. While I was making that stream for the other channel, I was looking for some videos of me picking locks like 20 odd years ago, 15 years ago. And I managed to find some of me doing stand-up. Now, the thing is, when you make videos of you doing stand-up, you don't do it when you're a professional stand-up, because why would you put them on YouTube? Because you're touring with those sets. You know, if you've got an hour set, you're not going to put it on YouTube. because then when people come and see you, they'll be like, oh, I've already seen this. But when you're in your first sort of year of being a comedian, you put everything on YouTube. Look at me, I'm a comedian. So you have to realize this isn't me when I was at the peak of my abilities. This is me when I'm doing very small clubs. Hello, Litland. This is me when I'm doing very small clubs, and it's fucking rubbish. I'm not very good, but that's what makes it funny. You up for a bit of that, Packer?
Yep.
People have been asking for this for some time. Now, remember, this would have been videoed on an iPhone 1 with the iPhone camera and microphone. So this isn't going to be great audio. But look at Chasworth knowing I'm going to be in such a cringe. There is quite a good bit in this, though, where I go, not a Nazi, and I do a Roman salute because I'm just improvising. There's about 20 videos. I think I might show you 2. I haven't watched all of them. I will do. I'm going to do a whole video of my old stand-up. But people, trust me, remember, I'm about 33 in these.
Oh.
I'm not a very good comedian. I've got to change YouTube accounts, which is weird. I don't know whether that will sign me out of here, but let's give it a go. Because they're all private in this account, but I could obviously watch them. There's so many sexy birds on YouTube. It's very, very distracting, Packer. Right, hang on, people. I wasn't going to do this, so this isn't prepared. Content, oldest content. This is cringe, man. Why do I do this to myself? Hang on. What's going on here then? What's going on here then? Do you find Arklo's accent quite hard to understand, Packer?
Yes, fairly hard. Yeah,
Me-
it's harder than 42.
Don't start that war off again. The peace treaty's been signed. You're gonna, you know, come on. All right, hang on. Oh no, man. Right here, I'll show you a couple. I mean, this is so embarrassing. Right, so this is live at the Queen's Head, which is a boozer just off of. So cringe. Just off of Piccadilly. Quite a nice little venue. So this is an open mic. I was the headline act. So when you start comedy, you have to do open mic nights. And an open mic night, anyone can do. You can just turn up, put your name on the list, and they'll give you 5 minutes. And it can be your first ever gig. The audience tends to be made up of the other comedians and their friends. So they're quite a good audience because they want to laugh at you and they want their friends to laugh at you because they know it's going to be their turn. And trust me, they're shitting themselves. It's terrifying. It's all very well at home going, oh, I'm a comedian. When you're in that room and you're sitting there thinking, and you don't know when they're going to call your name out. They might just go, right, they'll come up to you, go, all right, John, you're on next. And you're sort of like, and then you're watching the act before you're thinking, oh, he's smashing it. Oh, my God, I can't even think. I wasn't like that because by this time I was called a featured act. And a featured act, you're still doing open mics. You ain't getting paid, but it's advertised as like the Queen's Head open mic night featuring Chris Dangerfield. And where all the other acts get 5 minutes and you get 15 minutes headline spot. So I knew that there was a lot. There was about 30, 40 people in this audience, and it's quite a small room. But this is improvised. I never wrote a joke down in my life. But remember, I'm young. Don't judge my haircut. It was on its way out, and I was hoping it wasn't. I was trying to make it like it wasn't. I've said so much. Let's just play the run VT, shall we? It's 10 minutes, but you're going to get about 2 minutes. You've all asked for this. Here it comes. Send me positive vibes, will you, Packer? I need them.
Go on.
When was this? Thank you, mate. Thank you. This was actually 2010. So not as No, that can't be right. That must have been when I put it on YouTube. That is impossible for it to be that time. Let me know you can hear it. I'm just going to get running. Here we go.
Islington, Australia, Norwich, Newcastle. Place names aren't funny. Get over there, man. You're making me look fat. Oh, I'm restricted. This isn't real. The illusion of London. If I got some graffiti on this, some real graffiti on a fake wall, then I'd get arrested. It'll be a false arrest. See what I've done? Ah, there was so hard there. No! False arrest. I'm really nervous because I need a shit. You too? He went, yeah, I know. You didn't. The illusion of London, part 2. Not as Nazi. Look what they've hidden though. It's really nice. Shut up.
Paco, what do you make of that then? Let's stand up.
It's all right. I'd have laughed.
One in the chat, I'll play a bit more. Any other number, and I won't play anymore. It's up to you. Hello, Plastic African. Not a Nazi was quite a good bit of intro, wasn't it? JP liked it. Hackers voted twice. Hello, David. How are you, son? Moody don't want it. Ludwig said, oh, that was about 10 years later. Okay, you can have a bit more. There you go. Okay, no worries. The people have spoken. Here we go. I don't even know what I say. Oh, actually, this is quite a good story. I think I've told it on this channel. If you want, listen, this is how we'll do it. When you've had enough, I'll play this. You've got another 8 minutes. When you've had enough, say in the chat, stop. When there's enough stops, I'll stop it. You all right with that, Packer?
Yeah.
All right. Because I think I tell quite a funny story. It's about when I got sexually abused in Paris. But I needed the money, so, it turned out nice. Well, not sexually abused, just a bit of whoring. But, I was a bit young for it. Here we go.
Don't especially. Can't march too far. Hello, I still need the shit out a bit then. Hey now, back up. Yeah. It's good to see you. We're here. I grew up in the southeast of England, a place called Dartford in Kent, the tunnel. I didn't live in the tunnel, but I grew up there. And there was a deal on in the 80s that if there's a schools, they'd take you to Boulogne for the day. Yeah, the teachers would take you to France for the day if they could load the coach out of nicotine and alcohol for the journey back. And move the kids out of the way, though. If there wasn't room, you'd be like, oh, this is my seat. So they go, no, fuck off, that's my alcohol seat, move. So that was the deal. And there was no internet in the 80s, it's a bit like the dark ages. So the deal was, they'd take us out there, we could buy a flip knife and a pack of porno cards. So I was like, fucking great, I'm doing it. No Eurostar, it was over the wall, a bit old-fashioned, but good fun for sniffing Evo stick in the toilets. All my head's going, seasick, Evo puke, it's dripping, I've got my milk to give her. So we get out to France, Boulogne, lovely place, not really, shithole, any French in bonjour. So I'm out there. It's not real. Got to Boulogne, and the weird thing is you've got your flick knife and your porno cards in the same shop. 30 French, look misogynies. We're all in there. No, we're all in there, and it's just a hideous thing of that Evo stick. It's just going to me and I'm fucked. And then all my mates are there going, I want that flick knife. No, I want the really aggressive one. The one that's going to pull the entrails out. No, I want that pole. No, the disabled pole. No, the one where he's killing her. No, that you French cunt. Happy days. You're treading on the lead. And you. Stop it. Anyway, I was a gypsy, a poor boy, skip lorries. So I couldn't afford it. I didn't have enough money. Me old man only gave me £1, that little green one I had in those days. Give me some brie. He said, give me some brie. French is cold. Or chuck in the fucking fondue, you sick bastard.
Sorry, that editing ain't me. That's just the filming was shit. I'm surprised you're still up for this, but it's going all right. Okay, more.
Stop poisoning me with this fake cheese! France. So anyway, I haven't got enough money on me to get the porno cards and the flick knife. All my mates there go mad for it, I haven't got it. So I've got to go and rob something. That's how I learned to get money. So I've gone into Boulogne, tell me Boulogne, I start walking around, I'm going to nick something, I'm going to take something, I'm going to make some money. Nothing to be had. I don't know the manner. I'm not French. I don't know Boulogne, I point that out. Suddenly this French man turns up, not that weird in Boulogne, but he turns up. I knew he was French as well, beret, striped t-shirt, garlic around his neck, on a bike, talking about Jack's tatty. So he pulled up next to me and he went, "Hey, you English?" I paid attention in the lessons at school, so I went, "Si." See, and he went, "You want to maybe wank me off?" So obviously I went, "For a few quid, yeah." And he went, "See," he got really excited. That's sort of French way where they start foaming at the mouth, a little brie hanging down his chin. I'm not going for it, man. I ain't coming all the way to Boulogne to go home without the flick knife as a porno card. So I'm on it. I'm only 12 years old, so now, ladies and gay men, I understand how you feel. It starts at 8. And oh, fuck me, man. Inside me, a bit of wonder. I'm there for some time. I start making conversation with him. "How's the mademoiselle? Good. And now it just ain't happening. Fucking. Didn't take long, felt like a lifetime. There's the mademoiselle. Spunk everywhere in my hand, handful of French sperm. I don't like to reinforce cultural stereotypes, but it smelled of bad manners and garlic. Plenty of both. "Oh, you bastard, you got me the taste for it now. What anymore?" I loved him. Remember Boulogne? So anyway, then he gave me a few quid. Here, where this flank on from? Thanks, mate. You can keep your spunk for next time. I've gone bang back to the misogynist. All my mates are still in there. "No, you French cunt, that one, no!" But there's hundreds in there crawling over the jump. "Oh, no, you French, I want that one. I'll give you my money." So I'm just at the back like a gentleman. "Excuse me, sir, got a pack of porno cards and a flick knife, please." "Right, thank you." "No, Eddie will do. It's only for my reputation. Thanks." Got them. When he gave me the porno cards, they were wrapped in like red lace. Really kind of erotic, you know, for a 12-year-old boy, he's just wank a Frenchman. Suddenly, something vaguely feminine. He's like, thank God I'm a heterosexual male. Thank you. Nice. Got that back on the thing, back on the Evo, get back to sunny Dartford. Little 2 up, 2 down, shared a room with my brother. No time for wanking, yeah? Couldn't happen. Okay, so I stashed the porno cards up with a flick knife, yeah? Now, I couldn't get the house to myself for months, so the flick knife has now got a sexual attachment to the cards, yeah? I have to point that out. One day, mum, dad, brother, they all go out. I think it's because they know I won't. Did you mean Bert? I'm just trying to drop it in. I think it's because bit of garlic, bad manners. I thought it's because they knew I'd wank to Frenchman, but Dad said, "We're all going out and you ain't coming because we hate you," which was a bit more acceptable. And the thing was, I should have just had a wank in my bedroom. You know, it's my bedroom. Do not come in Chris's room. But no, I thought I'm going to take the porno cards and the flick knife downstairs because there's a carpet, a telly, lights and everything. And be like, "Lord of the Manor, I'm having a wank. I'm 12 years old. I own a house. I'm watching. I hope not, but you know, I wish there was." So I'm downstairs. First thing I've got to do is unwrap the porno cards, take this red lace cover off. Now I'm stark because I'm absolutely bothered naked sitting there. Lord of the Manor, I'm trying to get knee burns on the carpet instead of having real sex, you know. That's and I'll take this red lace cover off. It's not a cover, actually, it's a pair of French knickers. And I'm 12 years old, I'm really holding them. No! I love it. I don't want to put them on because that would be too weird. So I'll put them up one arm over my shoulder. Working now. And then I open up the cup. I've been robbed, I've been had, they've done it. "French cunt, you French cunt." And I got back there, that's what I'm saying. I've opened them up. Half the porno cards are men. Not just men, but they're like real homoerotic, sort of like firemen and grease and, "I'm going to fist you, cunt." Not really what I expected. So I'm having to divide them up. Man, woman, man, unsure. And now I want to find the money shot. I want the card from the spunk, you know what I mean? My ultimate one, the one I'm going to look at and I'm going, this is a bit of a quandary because I don't want to look at it too much and ruin the moment, but I want to look at it enough to know that it's not a man, for instance. So I'm like, oh yeah, tucked it in my knickers, you know what I mean? I think, oh, you're talking about my beauty. And so then I'm there. So I've cast all the men aside, and I've got this arc of all the women, yeah? So I'm on my hands and knees, naked, we've got a carpet, we've got a telly, and I'm making the most of it. This has been building up in me for months. I see the flick knife. I don't want to forget the flick knife. I don't want to forget it's there. I'm a bit worried I might find the fucking flick knife, forget the knickers and everything. So I put it in my teeth. I won't forget it now. And I don't want it to come open in my mouth. Ah, cut yourself, you cunt. So I open it. I go now. I want to Suddenly the moment's coming. Oh, remember the line, remember the line. Take this one out. That's it, I'm coming. Mum walks in. There she is. There's nothing I can do now because I'm looking at her in the eyes. And you men, you'll know the point of no return. I'm looking at my mother. At one point, I've just changed the angle for a bit of variation. So I'm coming up there. There's this hideous silence. With the fucking flick knife, I look like a teenage porn pirate. Horrific. So what do you do? So what I've done cleverly, I've done a special forces roll. Get out of the way. Problem is, all the spunk and sweat on me, I've rolled through the male porno cards. I've now got a sash of homosexuality across me. I'm looking at my mother. And I said to her, you bastard! I was going to surprise you! It's been a pleasure entertaining you.
That was so very kind of you. I got 2 stops. Eleanor done the off. True story, though. I mean, it's the classic mum catching you wanking, but because I divided the men and the women cards up, you know, what do you do when you're looking at your mum and you're coming? So the role was just nerves. I don't know if you can make out. Excuse me. I don't know if you can make out from the story, but when I come round, they'd all stuck to my chest. I just had loads of men fisting each other on my chest. But mum, like good mums are, she just literally pretended none of it happened, and she just went, "Where's my purse? Okay, we'll see you later." And it was never mentioned. However, about a day later, that stash in my room, which was behind a cupboard up, like probably in the neighbour's house, you know, between the walls, no, they went, that flick knife and those porno cards, they disappeared very quickly. That was quite charming of you, man. And 2 people said stop out of a possible 111. Well, I've got about another 20 of them. I won't play them now because it's too much. But no, that was really kind of you. I thought that. I mean, it's hard because it's not a very good recording. That cheered me up. What did you make of that, Pack? What did you make a bit of a young Chris Stansfield stand up?
I thought it was very funny. I enjoyed that. It was a funny story. Told well.
There you go. I saw Mad Lizzie. Thank you, Vincent. He's been on the firm 25 months. There you go. Yeah, you got to do your callbacks, and yeah, that's how it works. I saw someone. There you go. Mad Lizzie, aka Slot, saw me live. You've told me you saw me live before. Thank you, Lizzie. I did all right. With the old stand-up, but it's a grotty old life pack of that. You know, you think. If you make it to like Chris Rock, you know, Louis C.K., Stanhope, if you're a big, successful comic, lovely, big old tour bus, you know, better than most of the hotels us lot have ever lived, you know, spent the night in. But if you're a jobbing comic, which I was for about 4 years, it's just bed and breakfasts, grotty boozers, you know, and every comic has that. No, you have to do, that's when it gets awful because you have to do car sharing. So there'll be 4 of you all doing the same gigs, like for 3 nights on the bounce. And you've got these comics and they're all nuts. You know, I'm not saying I'm not, but you'll have my kind of madness and then their kind. You've got the sort of the drama queen, the hypochondriac who's got cancer on the way there or something. And you know, and they're mental people, and they're all going over material. Oh, what do you think of this? What I'm going to do is that, and you're thinking, oh, just shut up. you're living on motorway sandwiches or Burger King, and it's just not a very nice life. And I just thought, you know what? I proved to myself that I could do it. I had good fun. But like most things in life, the earlier days were the fun. That was the funnier bits. Once you start having to deal with agents and contracts and all that stuff, it becomes a job, you know, it becomes a job. And when something's a job, it loses a bit of its panache. Let's see if we can get a couple of guests on. We've nearly been going 2 hours. If we can get 2 more on. Did you just call me a moron, Packer? I am not on E. I was clean as a whistle then, weirdly enough. He hasn't got one at the moment, Eleanor. He's just come out of rehab 6 months ago, but he said he's going to set one up. And don't worry, once he's set it up, I'll let you know. He advertises it on this stream anyway when he's streaming. So if you still hanging around here, you'll find out when it happens. Right, here we go. I will drop the I'll put that. There you go. Look, James said thanks. I'll put the link in. Maybe someone who hasn't come on before, or if no one does, any of the old reliables are good. You know, Moody Edge, that's the problem. You know, I'd have my shows, my Edinburgh Fringe shows sold out. You could not get in them. They were queues around the walls, like around the building. And there'd be like all agents in there. They were sold out for 28 nights on the bounce. But all the agents, I'd say, why do you come to my gigs? But you ain't signing me, are you? And there's like, we can't do anything with you. You're a great comic, but you know, what can we do? We can't put you on panel shows, and that's the next step. And most of the comics who I was working with then, well, a couple of years after that, they didn't have a passion for comedy. They had a passion for celebrity.
Sorry, that's me.
Go on, answer it. I wanted him to leave the microphone on. I think God has just phoned Packer and told him to do something else with his life. Hello, Bison American Club. How are you? Admittedly, it wasn't advertiser friendly. I mean, the first story I ever told was that story about when I had sex with the disabled girl on acid. That was also the last story I ever told. Kind of a cyclical thing. I've suddenly got all nostalgic about comedy. How have you been? Where have you been? What's going on?
Sorry about that.
Hello, Doc Shelley. You all right? I thought you were going to do it with the microphone on. Vincent's coming on. We had a bit of a problem with you last time, didn't we, Vinny?
Hello.
Very quiet, mate. Like almost inaudible.
I don't know what it is. It's StreamYard or
No, I can't hear him.
I can't hear you, man. It's like.
You probably hear me now, but there's probably an echo, isn't there?
No, that's good.
That's not headphones. Is that all right?
You're all right? Yep, can hear you now.
Oh, I didn't have headphones. No, that's better. That's my voice with no. What is it? Headphones. Sorry, I was making noise. How you doing? All right?
Know about the private chat. Yeah, all right. I just got all a bit whimsical. Not whimsical. What's the word I'm looking for? A bit nostalgic there watching that. I haven't seen that since I recorded it. Really.
It was a bit.
Yeah,
wrong.
Vincent, you said stop.
Yeah, when you fucking put the French cock in your mouth. I don't know if you were joking or not, but just go back and fucking shoot the cunt in the head. It's a paedophile, isn't it?
It's only a joke. James, you can't come back on, James. That's not really how it works. James wanted a second go. You don't like jokes like that, no?
No, what, like Jimmy Carr? The best joke he said was the Pope's the king of the pedos. That's good. But it's not promoting paedophiles. I mean, not promoting it.
I done a whole show about my sexual abuse as a child.
I know about the magic one. That's a bit different.
It was based around that and how I tried to seek my revenge.
Has he been wiped out that month or what, mate? I'd love to kill people like that, but I'm not an assassin, but I wish I was.
I went round his house and I cracked him round the head with house brick, well, half a house brick, but it was the wrong bloke. It was the wrong fella. Yeah. But I done his gardening for him for about 6 months after that. He turned out to be quite a nice fella, actually. I explained. I had a couple of pipes before I'd done it, and he's opened the door, and I just went smash. And then when I've walked in the room, because I thought I was going to give him a proper sort of ironing out, and then there was photos of him with his in the military with his wife, and I thought this ain't the right house. This isn't the right house, bloke. Nothing. And I said to him, "You're not Mr. Peter Jarvis, are you?" And he was going, claret. And I sat him down. I told him what happened. He cleared himself up and that. I took him up to A&E. He had a few butterfly stitches. He was lovely, actually. He died a couple of months later.
Have you seen the thing on Amazon Prime about? It's called Confessions of a Psycho Killer or something. It's a famous serial killer in Kent.
I have not. No,
you've not seen it. It's right where you grew up. You're lucky to be alive, mate.
It was me.
They're letting him out. No, he's the most evil man I've ever heard of in my life.
They're letting him out. Confession of a serial. What's it called, Vincent? Can you remember exactly?
I don't know. You'll find it.
Dennis Radar.
I think so. Yeah. It's the only one in Kent. He killed a vicar and a couple of kids, and there's 5 other ones that they couldn't pin on him, and he wouldn't admit.
Let me see if anyone in the chat. Does anyone in the chat know? James does have a channel. It's called Not Jimmy from Philly. Sorry, Eleanor. I don't know if Eleanor's gone. Sorry, Vincent. What's it called?
I'll have to look in Amazon.
Hello, Mark. Oh dear.
Confessions of a
We
Psycho.
Are Not Mushrooms also said stop. Why did you say stop? Not your cup of tea. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I used to have people walk out my gigs all the time. I used to throw things out. I threw a chair at someone walking out my gig once. The funny thing with stand-up is you can do anything you want, really. When people complain, I had audience members defending me from people because they're on your side.
Fucking hell.
This is all going. It's all going a bit weird now. Vincent, do you know what this is called?
I'm just looking at Confessions of a Psycho Killer.
Right, Confessions. It's simple as that, is it? Do you know the Talking Head song?
2023. It was only earlier this year, 95 minutes. It's on Amazon Prime.
When the body of priest Father Anthony Crean was discovered in an old English village, the community was shocked. He'd been hacked to death with an axe and left in a bath of blood. Okay, nice. Well, I said I was going to watch a movie tonight.
It's not. It's a documentary.
Oh yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, just sit back and.
It's not nice.
Have you seen the picture of him on the cover, Vincent? Let me show this to the scrubs.
I can only watch it once.
It's that bad, is it? It's heavy going.
No, it's not. You don't see the violence or the gore, but it's sick when they're letting the cunt out back onto the streets of England. It's wrong. It should be terminated. It's just wrong. This country's fucked.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is.
It's the liberals. It's a typical thing of they want to let him out to see if the rehabilitation has worked or not, because he's been inside for 30 years or whatever. But obviously, he's a fucking killer. They're never going to stop that, are they? As soon as he gets out, he'll want to do it again. Unless they fucking castrated him and lobotomized him or something, it's not going to. Or they pumped him so full of fucking drugs, medicine. I mean.
I'm sort of with you because I don't believe in mental illness. I reckon this bloke made a choice to do it. And if he's getting out, he's probably been sitting in that nick for 30 years thinking, one day they'll let me out and I'll go fuck him. I'll get my revenge on this system. Look at him.
And they want to let
Fancy
that
waking
come
up
out.
to that? Look at
That was
that.
it.
You can't.
If we were armed, we had guns like America, fair enough, let him out. But we haven't, and it's not. I want to get out of this country, mate. You've done the best thing, getting the fuck out of here, man.
It's difficult, isn't it? I mean, I think the tide is changing. It certainly is in Germany, Holland, and Sweden, but England and France seem to be a little bit. Well, Britain and France seem to be a little bit behind.
I don't know, man.
Moody Edge says also plays guitar. I think he meant for AC/DC. He does look a little bit like that fella. I can't remember his name off the bat.
Moody's funny. Good. He's a good fella, Moody. He plays guitar good and all.
Oh, Moody Edge?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How do you know that? Have you been talking to him in private?
No, we're mates in the bloody scrubs in the lifeboat.
Oh,
We've been mates in there since I first went in there. We was always, you know, I'm mates with everyone in there, really. Pretty much.
You are busy in there. That's it. Angus James, is it? Angus Young. There you go. Al's on the firm. He knows. He can play an instrument or two. Angus Young. He does that stupid 1 foot hop thing in his school uniform, doesn't he?
I'm not getting an echo. I can see my voice things moving when you're talking.
Are you watching this on YouTube or StreamYard?
No, I'm in StreamYards. Does that stop the echo?
No, yeah, just turn YouTube off or down or something.
I've got my thing there now, haven't I? It used to be a golden thingy, golden pentagram thing, or pentacle.
Pentacle?
Yeah, it's different than a pentacle.
Is it? Is that a thing? Let's see what a pentacle is.
Is that any different?
It is a thing.
Pentacle is just a variation. I'm on some right weird trip for the last fucking 10 years. I've been looking into all sorts of, like I said, with Semiagog. I was all into it a little bit, but he sent me more into thinking that ain't a bad thing. It's not black magic. There's other, you know, what is it called? It's metaphysical, the force in the energy, the source, whatever they call it. I think it's just positive energy, you know, like white light, white heat, that sort of shit.
Do you believe in all that, Lark? Do you believe in all that?
Well, the other week I went looking for John Dee's house in Mortlake where he was doing stuff. I'm getting a weird fucking fuzziness now.
I'm not hearing it. I'm just hearing your voice. Oh no, when I speak, I hear it.
Yeah, it's probably let me unplug it again.
Vincent, let me ask you this: have you actually seen? Oh my days, that's a bit echoey. Have you?
Echoing now.
Have you ever seen something happen off the back of some of whatever it is this stuff is? You know, have you got concrete evidence that it works?
No, I'm not practicing black magic or nothing.
No, that's amazing. Nah.
No, but yeah, there's power in the universe, isn't there? That energy, like karma. There's different words for it. There's prana, chi, the spirit, or not the spirit.
I'd
soul
like
energy.
to think so, but at the end of the day, I think it's a lot more boring than that. I think
when my dad died, he said he promised me if there was an afterlife, he'd come back and haunt me, but he never did. So I don't know whether that's because he wasn't allowed to or he didn't mean it. But when my sister
wasn't
died,
allowed to.
Oh, yeah, because
here we go. Al's joining us. Are you all right, Al?
Yes, mate. Hold on a second.
Let me try it.
Look at that, Vincent. There's a musician. Look, perfect audio. You'd expect it, though, wouldn't you?
Hello, Vinny. Nice. Hello, mate. Nice to see you again. And Packer, Chris, you all right? You can't hear me,
I'm all right, but I don't know. No, you sound fine. Packer's done the off. I don't know, probably. We all heard your second tune. Well, not yours. I mean, what is it? Fate, something Justice, Fate Justice. I can't remember what the pseudonym is.
No, right. Okay, let me clear that up. I'm not
Justice Kane. Justice Kane.
Right. Yeah, I'm not Justice Kane, but I'm his producer. I do all the music and bass and stuff.
Okay. Well, we heard the second one.
Yeah.
Who makes the videos? 42.
42. Yeah, it's a bit dark, wasn't it? It was sort of deliberately dark. But we've And is 42 still in the chat? Because I've just popped in for 10 minutes to say hello. I was been
It's going
making
to
a
take you
massive.
10 minutes to say hello.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know. You never know, do you? I was just making a
Oh,
massive vat of beef stew and dumplings. So I'm halfway through that. I had you in my ear on the Bluetooth. I thought I'd pop in and say hello and see if 42 is in here. So I knew he was in here earlier. And if he is, mate, what are you doing? Listening to YouTube. You got stuff to do, mate. You got to crack on.
oh!
We
Look at
are
that! You have been told 42.
42.
Look
What are
at
you
that.
doing here, mate? You've got busy. You've got to get busy. No, we're actually on a third track. We're doing a third track, and this one's going to be after that. The grimness of the Finder of Lost Children, Ballad for Ballad. We're doing something that's a little bit more light-hearted. I'm doing something I've never done before, and that's produced almost like a drum and bass kind of backing track. And if there's any sort of like real drum and basses out there, when they hear it, they'll go, "Yeah, this is fucking lame. This ain't real drum and bass." But
You just need
and
the amen break out and just speed it up. That's all that drum and bass is,
yeah,
isn't it?
it's good. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of that. Yeah, well, I don't. I'm no expert on it, to be fair. Do you know what I mean?
Pags has given you an example of how you could take 10 minutes to say hello. I think that's what he's going with there. Like if you took a really big, deep breath and sort of went, so what I'm sensing here is you're working on song number 3, but 42 hasn't come through with the lyrics.
I told him there's no rush. It's okay. I'm only messing about. He's made a little start. Justice Kane has done some of the vocals for it. Basically, it's what is it about?
The Scrubs who wants to remain hidden, or
No,
can't you even say that?
No, he's not Scrub. He's not Scrub.
Okay.
He's a musician who I produced his first album. We're halfway through the second album, and that's when we first did the collaboration with 42. And because I heard you say it, I think you're onto something there.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely more to be done with this, and I think just 42's delivery, with the sort of like song parts in the background. It's interesting. It's different.
Well, it's like, hello, Steve. It's like that, as I said the other day, it's like that Baz and Thingy Bob, those two old fellas who do the drill. I've thought, especially the first one, you've got this sort of quirky old Northern Irish bloke, which is weird anyway. It's weird. It's a weird combination of sort of genres, isn't it?
Are you hearing this, 42? Are you hearing this, mate? Jesus.
He's loving it.
He does.
Absolutely loving it.
He loves it when you take the piss out of him as well. I know he does. He's more thick-skinned than I am, anyway.
He's. I don't want to say what he is because they'll enjoy it too much. Mr. Bontoft is in as well. Nice to see you. 42. Get those lyrics written. Al's a busy man. He does it for a living. He's. Come on, get it done.
Yeah, crack on, my brother.
There you go. Are you working a lot at the moment, Al?
Well, not as much as I should be. So we've had a few venues cancel just because of the lack of money. I blew out one of the bands that I was doing a lot of work with. That's another story. I won't go into that.
I bet you I know what it was. It was musical or personality clashes within the band.
No. Well, no.
Wow.
I'll try and be really brief about it. It was a 3-piece sort of rock indie sort of band. Really talented guitarist, singer, really, really talented. He's done like 5 solo albums. I've been helping him with some of the production on some of the stuff. And about a year or so ago, he asked me to play bass in his band, and it was not too bad. Kept me quite busy, but he's got psychological issues, and he had a breakdown on stage, and he started. And I did tell this on 42's channel. He started shouting "cunts" over the microphone to the audience, and in a friendly venue, in a really cool venue. And and he was having problems with his guitar, and he wouldn't stop feeding back. and he was looking down at his guitar, and he had a breakdown. He just had a complete breakdown. He threw his guitar down on the dance floor because he didn't do enough damage to it. He went and picked it up again and smashed it down again the second time. And I just thought, you know, I'm in my mid-50s. You know, I've been
You don't need all
around
that,
the
do
world
you?
and back. I don't need this. And like, after that track, I just packed my gear up and I just left.
You know what? I pictured that. I saw some lunatic smashing his guitar, and you just pulling your leads out, rolling them up.
That's it. Exactly. Can't miss your life.
20 years ago, this would have been
Yeah.
fine, but I got my dinner waiting at home.
Yeah, I've got my mug of cocoa at home. Yeah.
Horlicks, please.
Yeah.
So is Christmas a busy time for like a professional music? It should be, but what cost of living crisis is? You said a couple of venues cancelled.
Yeah, a lot of venues stopped doing live music.
What, because people just aren't coming to the venues? They're not going out drinking?
No, exactly that. A lot of them are cancelling. So one of the bands who've had quite a lot of cancellations, it's quite it's a soul funk Motown band. It's a 6-piece band. It's quite a pro outfit. You know, we have to ask for a certain amount of money to take that band anywhere. And the place just can't afford us. We've had a New Year's Eve gig cancelled. Yeah, it's which is the one you always wait for. That's always going to be a triple bubble on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So that's gone. So I think, well, it's probably too late to get something else in. So now me and my missus thinking, what are we going to do New Year's Eve? It's just I don't know what you do New Year's Eve.
If you're not, you've always been working. Mumford, years ago, Al Mumford done the old wedding circuit, and he said there's a lot of money in it. He said, you know, just playing weird 80s hits, you know, very good musicians. You turn up, they give you the dots, and you just, you know, you have one rehearsal, right? That's it. And he went all around Europe, and he said he loved it, but predictably, you know, personality clashes and all that sort of stuff. But he said to me, I think he did. Yeah, it must have been him because we were talking about it. He said that's one of the sort of standard earners of a pro musician. If you're not doing session work or whatever, you just get a little wedding band together, and if you can advertise it, you can pretty much get a couple of gigs a week.
That's where the best money is, because I've done a lot of that. We just call it a sort of corporate band. So you'll do weddings, corporate stuff. If companies are having conferences and stuff like that, they want some entertainment.
So what's give us a couple of what sort of tunes are you playing? I mean, he told me he was playing things like Take on Me, you know, 80s hits. No, you didn't do that.
No, in the 80s I was playing 80s hits, and
okay,
I think we went through that before. No, well, the main band I'd call a lot of corporate wedding type band is Soul Funk Motown. So it's Soul Funk Motown, you know.
It kind of gives a game away, really.
It's 60s. Do the odd more up to date track, but it is it's a genre, and so you get booked for that genre. So I was in a soul band before. You can only we were doing anything from the Blues Brothers film and Commitments film. So if it was in all right, Emma G.
Oh, okay, I see what you said. Yeah.
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to. I really want to get over there in the new year, though. But absolutely love to, Emma G. Yeah, and
sorry to Al, I'm only interrupting because you've got the info and I like it. Charlie says that New Year's Eve is an arse of a gig. Charlie, are you a professional musician? Because you said the weddings are good gigs as well. I never knew that about you, Charlie. Did you, Al?
Yeah, I think she was a singer.
I wasn't going to say that, but they usually are in those bands. All my mates, all Mumford's bands, the vocalist is a singer. The vocalist tends to be female. But when you said you do like those 60s songs in that funk Motown band, they're sing-alongs though, right? Surely they're ones they're like standard, so to speak.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We do 70s sort of disco stuff as well. So we do a lot of Chic.
No,
Loads.
amazing.
Yeah, I love doing the old Chic stuff like Everybody Dance. That's a wicked bass line in
Yeah,
that. And
amazing.
yeah, it's if I'm on my game and I can play that, everyone's going mad for that. Yeah, that's, Freak Out the Freak and all that shit. And but
So
look, yeah,
you,
loads
so
of the old Motown stuff. A little bit of ska with it. It's mainly 60s. We do all right. For
okay.
instance, we do. What's Bruno Mars? Not the funk one, but
I
we
honestly
do.
don't know. I'm sorry.
No, well, I just don't go down that road anyway. But yeah, it's all that kind of stuff, and it's timeless. It is timeless. So if somebody books that band, you're going to do that stuff, and we kind of a similar set, but we can change it around a little bit on that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
It's a
that's where the money
try.
is.
It's a try old question. Thank you for talking about those wedding bands, because I talked to Mumford about it, but the stories quickly degenerate into him getting blown out by some bird he thought was looking at him for the whole gig, and it turns out to be the bride or something, and they never get booked again. But who are your bass inspirations? Because I mean, I would have most of the bass players I know. It's Jaco Pastorius. They all love him. Stanley Clarke. They all love him. And then the geezer you've told me before, I always forget his name. Pedo Papadino or something. The sound of the 80s.
Oh, you can't call Pino. Oh no. That's it.
What's his name?
Pino Palladino.
It's not far off though, is it?
It's not, no.
You know, when I started learning, when I got into bands and that, because, in 1984, I didn't really understand how you put a song together, obviously. I was only like 12. But when I went back and listened to the likes of Neil Young, they're fucking great bass lines, man. Even in, what's that, Wherever I Lay My Hat, That's My Home. And you just think, wow, that 80s sound, that wow. Yeah. Is it fretless or something? It's just beautiful.
Yeah, it is. If anyone wants to go, there's a really good little interview with Pino Palladino. And
brilliant. Tell me what it's called.
On YouTube. Pino
Palladino, isn't it?
Yeah, but Pino Palladino interview where he's explaining to it's just a short version of it, where he's just explaining, because she's going mad for it.
Yeah, I found it. It's called Wherever I Lay My Hat baseline.
Yeah.
People, I'm sorry if you think we're going away from, this is just me and Al talking, but if you go and listen to like Neil Young's hits from the 80s, and I'm sure Al can tell you some other songs, this one bloke pretty much dominated the 80s bass sound. And even people that didn't use Pino, they tried to, when you hear it, you suddenly realise how dominant it is in the music. That Whenever I Lay My Hat, it's all about the bass, really, isn't it?
Yeah, you'll be able to play a little bit of that, because it's just him playing. It won't no problems with getting a strike or anything, because he's just playing the bass.
Okay, I've found that here. Do you like Jaco Pastorius, or is it a bit too?
Yeah, no, I do. No, I do. It's I sort of got into Jaco or become more aware of Jaco later on. So I wasn't really when I was learning coming up, I wasn't really or exposed to that much jazz, and it took a while to appreciate it. And of course, Jaco, he is the king of the 16th note, super fast jazz bass lines. Brilliant.
But what's the band? Weather Report, isn't it? Weather Report.
Yeah.
He got stabbed outside. Weather Report. One of their big songs is called Birdland, and Birdland was a very famous sort of. It was a jazz club, but then as jazz moved into sort of jazz funk in the 70s, he was like the big man there. When Weather Report come on and Jaco. He was only about 23. He walked out there one night, someone stabbed him, and he died. That was the end of Jaco Pastorius.
Yeah, he died very young. Yeah.
Very sad story. Who's the other one? He plays bass with Chick Corea. I don't know. I can't imagine you being
John Petitucci.
That sounds familiar.
He's played with Chick Corea. Loads and loads of top players. Tal Wilkenfeld, a young girl. I don't know if you've ever seen her. She's got curly corkscrew hair, quite pretty. Only about 25. She's played with Chick Corea, and it's loads of top bass players have played with it.
It's mad, really, when you think about it. I love Kind of Blue. I mean, it's probably one of my favorite. No, it is one of my favorite albums. Miles Davis, what was it, 1958 or something? I think. Miles Davis, Coltrane, a few others. Their first takes on that album. He just give them the modes. He says these are the changes. Improvise, and then we're going to go back to the head.
Well, they were the king of improvisation, weren't they?
Pardon?
They were the kings of inspiration.
Yeah, I mean, Coltrane's just a what? It's not prodigy, is it? What's the word? It might be prodigy. No, it's not. Anyway, just incredible. Because I remember saying to Mumford, "Is he blagging it?" And Mumford said, "No. Every single note he's playing, he's thought of. He's not just, he knows exactly. There's nothing he can't do. He's not playing at his limit. He knows that instrument all over." But then you go 10 years later, you've got Bitches Brew, which is just your free-form racket noise. But out of Bitches Brew, you get Weather Report, you get the Mahavishnu Orchestra, which is like John McLaughlin, Billy Cobham, Jan Hammer plays in. Just all these mad musicians that were, really exciting time. And then in the 80s, we had Duran Duran and Adam and the Ants. I don't know what happened. Taking nothing away from them.
I loved them. I loved Duran Duran and Adam and the Ants at the time.
Yeah.
They were great.
I'm not
and also, and you had people like Mark King coming up. And I know I mentioned Mark King to you before, and you sort of laughed. And you're going to put him down. But he was brilliant and introduced a lot of people. Well, they were basically sort of jazz rock, jazz funk, not quite fusion really, but they introduced a lot of people who were into pop music into that sort of jazz funk world, and
I think that's fair.
Jazz funk light, it's funk light. But if you want to go down that road and got introduced to it like I did, you would seek out more sort of fusion stuff, and that's starting to get hardcore then. And then you go down into the road of jazz then, and sort of start appreciating jazz. And when you was on, you had Barclay on, and that was a real great to and fro. You had them a couple of weeks ago with talking about music and stuff. And he was really, can music be good or bad? And I would say, I'm not going to get into this now, but I would say that some music is better than other music, and there are lots of technical reasons for that. But when he got into jazz, and he's just saying it's just people playing free-form notes, playing anything, it's not true. And what you've got to understand, the chord structures of jazz are nothing. They're fairly straightforward and simple. But when you're playing over, whether it's bass or you're doing a solo on a saxophone or trombone or whatever, you can utilize the chromatic notes. So whether it's in the scale or the mode, you can, and jazz players will use the chromatic notes, the notes in between the notes of the scale, as sometimes as passing notes, and use them to great sort of authority. And that's why, to an untrained ear, when you hear jazz and somebody, going nuts and it sounds like you're just playing anything, it's because you're normally used to hearing the Western tonal keys and modes, and anything outside of that sounds a bit dissonant. But this is one of the things that you do as a musician. It's an old adage, but if you make a mistake, right, you just play that same mistake again. And you've created a new bass line, and that's jazz.
Make it sound deliberate by repeating it.
Just play that little sharp note again the second time round, and you've just recreated that bass line slightly. Yeah, it's an old trick.
That old John Coltrane. I do go on about Coltrane, but I tried to learn about the circle of fifths. My music theory is next to nothing. But they talk about Coltrane's circle of fifths, and it just goes in one ear and out the other. I try and get Mumford to explain it to me, but I just haven't got the
Right.
basics. And he's like, "Why are you trying to learn about this?" He says, "It's so far out here. You just come back here." But
I'll
I
put
do
it
love
simply.
the music.
Yeah, and I'll put it simply. The circle of fifths and the circle of fourths are really training exercises. That's there to help you locate
But
on
John
complete
Coltrane,
autopilot.
hang on. John
You
Coltrane
wouldn't use them
plays.
in a musical way.
No, you would. This is what I'm going to tell you. Hang on.
Well,
This
yeah,
I'm
you can, but
I'm
they're
gonna
basically they're designed as training exercises.
Right, listen. I am going to risk getting yeeted. Right. Wait. I'm going to risk getting yeeted. I'm going to play you the first solo from John Coltrane's Giant Steps, and this is built around the circle of fifths, apparently, and it's considered one of the most difficult jazz solos to play. Now, I'll just play a little bit of it. I'll play the head, because that's the other thing. When you're improvising, you've got to go away from the theme. You know, in this one, it's ba da 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 da, and then he goes. But if you go too far away, when you come back to that da 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 da, it's going to sound all clunky. So it's the beauty of it is, you know, repeating little bits from the theme, you know, sort of referencing it, you know, hinting at it, but also, you know, and then when it comes back, you're like, ah, that's lovely. Ba da 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 da.
Well, that's the resolution, isn't it? Because
exactly.
you can take people out. You want to keep them interested by keeping the little bits of the theme there, but you want it to resolve back to it's that tension that you're waiting for to resolve back into the melody.
And if you've gone too far away, that's not going to work. If you don't go far enough away, it's going to be boring. So I can't play the whole intro because I'll get yeeted, but I'm gonna try and play this solo. People, in jazz theory, this is considered the most difficult solo to play. It's on I think it's an alto sax, isn't it? I don't know. You'll be able to tell me probably. But I'll try and play 30 seconds of it. And again, my point is, whether you like jazz or not, and when people say that, it's like it's 100 years of music. It's such a wild genre. It's impossible to say you don't like it because it's so much music. But I do like this, so I'm just indulging now, Al, because I managed to steer you in that direction. Here we go.
I haven't heard it for a while, but it's good.
Yeah, this is beautiful, but I just wish I'm gonna play the intro, and I'll play a bit of the solo. If I get yeeted, people, I'll come back and say goodbye anyway. We should be all right. Here we go. Oh no, missed the intro. Right, solo's coming up here. Well, you'll hear it. Here we go. Ooh. Ouch! Jesus.
Yeah, that's excellent.
What do you make of that bass player now?
I was listening to the sax, but yeah, the bass is thing. Yeah, for a change, I was listening to something else apart from the bass. Yeah, he was definitely moving around some of the fifths there. Not doing the whole circle of fifths, which again, like the circle of fifths and fourths, are designed to be an exercise. But if you can't go too far out until you be right out of key, it takes you around every key, going from one fifth to the next. So you're going for whatever's the fifth, the note you just played before. You play that, then you play the fifth of the note before after that, and the fifth of the note after that, and so you go right through the range of that instrument back to the start again, and you do it with circle of fourths as well.
this is so
It's quite
basic
hard.
question,
It's quite hard.
just because I don't know. Is it staying in the same mode, or when you
No,
move through that
no.
circle, is the mode when the mode changes? That's the next fifth.
Forget about keys and modes, right?
Okay.
You've gone well outside of that. It has nothing to do with keys and modes. So so learning scales and modes is one good exercise to train your ear and know where all your notes are on your instrument. The circle of fifths and fourths is another one, and it's has no relationship with any modes or keys. Wherever you start, it goes right round them and right back again, simply by playing the fifth of the note you just played before.
Okay.
So that, and that sounds easy, but it really isn't. You do about 3 or 4, then when you start to get out there, further out that range, you really have to think about and doing them at speed. And then the idea is you do it slowly; it's quite easy. And the idea is you build them up, get to a certain speed. And it's great exercise. It's something I've not done for a while. So,
Al, have you ever played bass in I mean, mostly they're upright basses, but have you ever played bass? Have you ever sessioned for like bebop or anything like that?
No, and I don't think it'd be a struggle. I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not totally au fait in the sort of that sort of language of that. Simply, I just don't. I mess about with it at home, but in a professional way, no. And I played a bit of upright as well, which I actually started playing it upright at school. And the last time I played an upright, I borrowed one for a video shoot, and I hadn't played one for years. So I've got this massive, great big thing.
They're
you
massive,
forget about how
aren't
big and heavy,
Yeah.
just and. So some of the track I was going to be playing upright, and some of them, another part of the track I was going to be playing acoustic, just for the video, right? It's just you're not going to hear it, and I just didn't know where to stand, and I'm sort of like standing behind it, then round to the side of it. I thought, how'd you get your hands around this thing? It's been years, 30 odd years, and I'm standing in front of it. I thought, that's not right. And I just couldn't remember how to hold the thing. It was mad.
I mean, they're about what's an upright bass? They're about 5 foot, aren't they? 4.5 foot, 5 foot.
No,
about
7. No, about 6.5 foot.
I remember a mate of mine learned it as a kid,
6.
and he used to have to stand on a milk crate when he was learning it as a kid.
Yeah.
Vincent, you still here, son? No. Packer, you still here?
I'm still here. Yeah.
Do you like a bit of that, Packer? You like a bit of that?
Sorry to interrupt. I'm going to crack on with the old beef stew and dumplings. So hi in the chat.
It's all been about the food tonight, isn't it? I'm absolutely Hank Marvin. Vincent, thanks for coming on, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. You worked it out tonight. Yeah, look after yourself, Vincent. Thanks for coming on.
Hold on. I was going to ask you about this. I can't talk over everyone. I thought Al was going, no?
Yeah, it was me. It was me that's going, not Vinny.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, Vincent. Hang around. Okay, go on, Al.
I was saying that I'm off to finish the old stew, and say hello to everyone.
Have you got proper dumplings made with suet and all that?
Yeah.
You know what? When I hear things like that, it's a cold winter's English day. You've got beef.
It's -2. It's -2 out there. You know when you get the frost on the cobwebs out in the garden.
I do know that.
It's like that, man. It's fucking lovely, and that's why a massive, great big vat of beef stew and dumplings can last about 3 days.
Well, I tell you what, when I next get to England, I might have to somehow try and twist your arm to make me some of that, because my nan's long gone and she used to make a great one. Al, thanks for coming on, mate.
All right, nice one, guys. Speak to you later.
Yeah, man. Ta-da! Sorry about that, Vincent. I thought that was you then, just dropping in like that.
Was you saying who's mad in the backstage thing? Is that me or Jimmy? You said someone's nuts. I hope you don't fix his thing. It's not me, obviously.
That was you.
It was me. I really ain't nuts. I just drink a lot of coffee. That's all.
No, me and Pat do it all the time.
A bit nervous coming on here because I don't know what to say sometimes.
the other night you were manic.
Yeah, that's.
But
I was
this time
ill. I
you've been-
think I had a
this
food
time you've
poisoning. I
been-
think that night. Was it?
You've been wonderful
I
this
can't remember.
time.
Yeah, probably because I don't know. Oh yeah, last time I forgot. I sent you a message, email. It was about Dave Courtney's passing that I forgot to what I wanted to talk about the last time, and something else, but I've forgotten what that was now. Oh yeah,
We
Rag said.
mentioned that earlier, didn't we? Yeah, go on.
Rag said Mumford's on his show tonight at 6 o'clock. He is, instead of a Sunday show, he's got a Saturday show on. He was at his mum's. Huh?
Who are you talking about
Rags. Ragnar.
now? Rags is on tonight.
Am I too quiet again?
No. It just distorted slightly. Okay.
That's these fucking Sony headphones. Well, how far are you? 3,000 miles away.
Yeah.
More. It's pretty amazing. Think about it.
He's
got
Okay,
dial
Rags-
up. There's no
Rags
delay
is
anymore,
on.
is there? Hardly.
No, it's fine. I think it's fine. It's hard to tell if
I've only got 70 megs on a Sky broadband connection. I've been waiting for a fucking gigabyte. They're fucking. They just lied. You know, they just want to take your money, didn't they? And then they eventually get the thing set up, but they have to lie.
Hang on, I don't
all the
understand.
time.
You have to pay for a certain amount of bandwidth or something.
I've been waiting for super fast broadband since I've done 6 weeks. What's it called when you go to in between in the sixth form work experience? I've done 6 weeks work experience in 1985, and they were working on fibre optic cables there at the Central Electricity Generating Board in Leatherhead, and I still haven't got it. I'm 57 now. I still haven't got it in my fucking flat in southwest London.
When I lived in Soho, Vincent, right?
Yeah.
It's the media centre of England, right?
Mm.
But there's no fibre optic broadband
broadband
there because you can't dig up the roads, because if you dig up Soho, the whole of London gridlocks. I've got faster internet in third world Cambodia than I had in the middle of London. It's ridiculous. My Soho connection was jank.
Infrastructure.
So how long's that then? You've been waiting, what, 40 years?
41 years, isn't it, almost? I'm 57. I'm 57 in a month's time.
Maybe write them a letter. When I was at school, you said...
Yeah, this is the future. But, like, it ain't my future.
So
I'll
what?
be long dead and buried.
You have to buy a certain amount of 42's coming on. You have to buy a certain amount of bandwidth.
It's just the standard Sky internet in London is only 70 megs. When all the other cunts are advertising, like Virgin, what's his name, fucking Branston, they all claim that they've got a gigabyte when most of them they're not. They've only got a few hundred megs, but they're taking the money for a gigabyte. They're all thieving fucking bastards. Sky is honest. They tell you that they're only getting 70 megs, but it works. You know. Anyway, I was going to say this thing. You needed a favour. I'm not going to go into detail. Is it to do with your business or something else?
Yeah, I need someone to pop round someone's house and just ask me if they got something delivered there by mistake. I would not get anyone involved in anything dodgy, but it's no biggie. I think I'm just going to let it go. You know. If there was a scrub who lived in Preston,
surely you can go to the people, the courier that sent it there, the wrong people.
Nah, yeah, you know what? Couriers are just wrecking businesses left, right, and centre. If the courier sent with Amazon, if the courier sends it to the wrong person or it doesn't arrive, the customer just says, "I want another one," or "I want a refund," and you have to do it. And if you don't, Amazon does it, and then they put you down for a listing. So it's just jokes.
I know what it is.
And I said to the customer, I said, "Look, I've got a photo of where it went, because DPD sends you a photo." I said, "Look, you can see what door it is. Just go and get it." And he went, "I'm not going over there." I thought, "Oh, fuck me, I'll send someone around there myself then." If I was in England, I'd jump on a train. You know, 3,500.
It's a bit of a long way. It's an expensive item.
Yeah, but it's not expensive enough for me to come from Cambodia. But if I was in London, I'd jump on a train.
Okay, well, maybe I can ask if he comes on. I can ask him. I don't know the fella that I said to you about, but he's a good YouTuber. He lives in Morecambe, not Preston, but he does do auditing and that in that area, so it's not far. He's got a fast car. If there's money involved, if you bung him 50 quid, I'm sure he'll do it. If you pay his petrol, he'll do it for you.
For sure. Well, I say for sure, £5, you know. Bus fare home. I've just found out, people, from Vincent that Rags has got Mumford on tonight, and it's 6 o'clock UK time. That'll be. I'll tell you what, Mumford's gone through a nightmare at the moment, so he'll be mental. He'll be in a really weird mood, so don't miss that one. 42.
Evening, sir. How's yourself?
Why are you wasting time coming on here when you've got songs to be written? You've got producers calling you up, all sorts of things.
Right. Well,
here we go. Go on, get it out. Son.
Right. So, what's happened is Al has produced this. As you notice, the last one was quite weird. Well, this one has took the level of weirdness and raised it to about 500. And I've now got to write something that's going to fit inside that. And in order to do that, I need some time with no noise and nothing to think about. And also, I need to try it. It's still percolating in my mind what I want to actually say.
42. It's a lot of words, but not much meaning. Come on, cut to the chase. You just haven't done it, have you?
Yeah, I have the idea of what I want to do, what I want to say, but it hasn't came out.
Have you got writer's block?
No, my muse is just being a cunt.
Oh my God, is that Emma?
No.
That's what. That was a bit rough, a bit harsh.
No. Emma's wonderful. The muse is a thing that makes you write, and it's what produces all the words and all that. And it's currently being a cunt, and it's given me.
Hang on, you're confusing me. Traditionally, your muse was like an object of love, wasn't it? That poets and artists sort of.
No,
M-U-S-E.
No, yes, no. The muse is the fucker that runs about inside your head and makes you go, you need to write this stuff down.
I think you've got that wrong. What is a muse? As a verb, oh, here we go. Okay, no, you haven't. As a verb, you're right. To consider something thoughtfully. So thank you, 42. I've learned something there, and now it's your turn. But as a noun, a person, especially a woman, who is a source of artistic inspiration. So me and you then straddled the meaning of muse.
But the muse is only a woman if you're writing a love song or a love poem.
Everything's about love, really, though, isn't it?
Oh, wait till you hear this next one. It's definitely not about love.
Oh my God! Packer, what do you make of that? Did that give you a little chill, a shiver up your spine?
I'm looking forward to it. It should be good.
Look at that.
Yeah,
what do you make of that?
It's another bunch of weird strangeness that talks about society and in the genre of sweet country acid house music.
Sweet country acid house music. Did you just make that? You've made that up, haven't you? But why?
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
That's an actual thing, is it?
That's Alabama 3.
Oh, I've got shit faced with those boys. They used to turn up at the Colony Club, and they'd always pretend they weren't going to sing. But I'd always think, why have you bought your instruments again? Inevitably, you're going to start later.
Yeah.
One of them done a sculpture of Will Self with a typewriter.
In the same way that the police claim that they're never going to cause problems at a protest, but they turn up with sticks and shields.
There you go. It's a weird way of looking at it. Here we go, people. Look, I quite like that because there's something playful there. So it's the verb-noun distinction. Did you know that, Vincent?
Sorry, I was muted. I'll mute myself so I don't fuck up your stream.
No, you're all right.
Don't know what?
Did you
Oh,
know
no,
that
Muse.
What would you
Nah.
have thought of Muse was if I'd have asked you?
It's one of the best rock bands in Britain.
You like them, do you? You like them?
Yeah, man. I know they're a bit lefty, but they're not really. They're non-political, aren't they? They're fucking.
What was their really big hit? They had
I
one
don't know.
real
Resistance in it. There's about 3 or 4 bangers. Yeah, they're good, mate. I'd love to see it. They're the biggest band in the world, aren't they? Massive stadium.
Oh, are they? Muse?
Yeah, they took it from U2 and The Who. They ain't got the following. Muse are massive, man. Yeah, they do the massive in America. If you break America, that's it, innit? You're minted if you make it in America.
That's a funny old game. You ever thought? Did you ever want to be a rock star, Vincent?
Yeah, I was trying to play the bass and stuff in a little band. There was a few. We had a drummer, guitarist, and a singer, but the singer went mental. Too much LSD.
That's what happened to Al, didn't it? Same. I mean, I didn't want to say it when Al was here, but you could play the bass, couldn't you, Vincent? It's only 4 strings. You've only got to go like that.
Yeah, you just got to be. You're kind of out of tune with the rest of it. Not out of tune. You're out of sync, or they're relying. The drum and the bass is the roots. Not the roots. The
no,
fucking,
you're absolutely right. That's your rhythm.
The roots
section
of a band. They're the rhythm section, isn't it?
And if
I don't know how to get a job instead and that, and we were just getting too stoned. I've smoked so much weed when I was younger. It's unreal, really. I should be dead, according to government statistics.
Do you smoke weed now, Vincent?
I'm going to say no to that because I'm living in a prohibited area.
I stopped. Yeah. I stopped. I've got a load here, but I'm
not smoking.
When you smoke it all the time, it's a different effect. When you have it occasionally, it sort of gives you the auras a bit. And so once I stopped, I grew a load here. And when I had one, I was like, fucking hell, hold tight. This is a bit strong for me.
It is nowadays if you're smoking that.
42. Have you ever been a weed smoker? I see you as someone who isn't.
Yeah, I was for a while.
What, like 1 year or something in your teens?
No, it was past that. It came after the doctor gave me the Prozac and the diazepam, and that wasn't quite cutting it, and then I was on weed for quite a while, and then I also would have took pills and powders and stuff, and then one day I said, this is not good. Went to my mates, went to the people I procured my substances from and said, here lads, this is all great, like yous are good lads, but I ain't doing this no more. I don't want to, I'm not banned anymore, I don't want to do it anymore. And I never heard from any of them after. I walked into I walked into the doctors and said, see this Prozac and see this diazepam you keep on giving me, I don't want it. Stop. He was like, you don't want to ramp down. He says, no, I've sort of been wanting to ramp down for 18 years and that hasn't happened. So
hang on, whoa. You were on prescribed diazepam for 18 years.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
Oh, and Prozac. I had Prozac and diazepam on prescription repeat.
I just, I mean, I'm glad you've managed to come out the other end. I mean, did you taper that diazepam, or was it quite a small amount you were on? What was the daily amount?
Right. See, they give me like 30 tablets a month, one a day.
10 milligrams.
10 milligrams every day.
Okay, so that's not so bad.
But here's the thing.
You've done them all in the first week.
Yes, this is true. They were. I had 3 weeks of no diazepam, and I was fine those 3 weeks. Well, as fine as anybody gets to be with post-traumatic stress disorder, from almost down and work. So there's that. But I just.
So how long after you stopped the SSRIs and the diazepam until you considered yourself clear again?
Clear in my thoughts, or
right. Okay, I feel like I'm sort of what I should be.
I actually, it took about, I'm going to say, about 5 months before I had feelings at all.
Fucking hell, man. It's awful. These people are awful.
Yep.
Just have it, take it. You'll be right. Shut up. Don't worry. Just, bring the shutters down. You'll be fine.
Well, it's like my opinion on this now, which is in hindsight, from almost down, there was a really large accident in my work. Somebody died. I could have died. I didn't die. I probably saved one person's life, didn't save the other person, all sorts of shit. So out of that, I got a personality transplant in the form of post-traumatic stress disorder, intrusive thoughts, mentally taste in my mouth, dry throat, fucking a shock reaction. That's not the right term for it, but
no, I can understand that, but I just think giving you narcotics, I just don't think's the way to go. Maybe for a small period of time, perhaps.
Well, so what they did was they said, "Here, have this. This will take the edge off it." And after 18 years, it
you had no edges left.
No, there was no edges left. And the day that they told me my mother was dying of cancer, I had the same reaction, emotional reaction to that I had if someone had said, here's a cup of coffee, but we're out of sugar, and there's no sugar on it. You'll just have to make do with it the way it is. And I thought, that's not good. So I stopped everything. And as much as
what am I linking to, Ian? Sorry, 42. Carry on.
He wants the StreamYard link.
I think it was a StreamYard link.
Okay. Ian, I'm wrapping up, mate. I've done 2 3/4 hours. It's now gone 10. And I've got to get some writing. Ian, I haven't seen you for a long time. I'd love to talk to you, but I'll do a stream maybe tomorrow afternoon. But next stream, you can be first guest because I haven't talked to you for a while. But I've got to wrap this up. It's nearly 3 hours. Poor old Packer. He's dead. I think Packer died.
I'm all right.
Yeah.
Sorry. Vincent's gone. See you, Vincent. Go on, 42.
Right. And as much as I still have things that I need to keep an eye on, and I'm far from perfect, but I am, I'm doing okay. And then around about 8 years ago, I met Emma G, and she hugged me so hard it pushed all the broken bits back together.
Oh man, no, I can see it. I see it with a pair of you. Isn't it amazing? You know what? Like when people, you know what I think about addiction, and drug use is the opposite of connection. And if you can connect with someone in life, you can get rid of all those drugs. You don't need them. And I've seen that.
My opinion on Prozac or any of those antidepressants is it's like you're living in a shithole. Everything stinks of shit. And they say, here, have a gas mask.
There you go, yeah.
You no longer smell it. And it's probably a better idea to say, maybe work on getting yourself moved out of that shit pit to a better place, and then you will improve.
Back again.
I heard your voice cracking then, 42. I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you and Emma. I really am. All right, people. I'm sorry, 42, after what was a very emotional story to have to quit all this, but
no worries.
I'm going to give you the last line. but you can go first. Anything you want to leave us with? But that's an excellent analogy about the gas mask. My house stinks. Here's a gas mask. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah. Thanks very much for having me on. Great chat as always, and much love to the House of Scrubs.
Have you got anything to advertise? When are you next on?
I'm on tonight at 10:30. I'm going to be
After
talking
Rags.
After Sansom, and I'm going to be talking about the Siege of Derry, and I think filling in a consultation form live on air about the government's plans to ban everyone in the United Kingdom from smoking.
Bloody hell. A little bit more complicated than these streams, isn't it, Packer? 42, you look after yourself, mate.
Right,
I'll have that on in the background. I don't like to get in the chat when other scrubs are streaming because I get enough attention here, but I will be watching that, as I will be watching Rags. Look after yourself, 42. We will still do this stream. Every time you come back on, I remember how good it is talking to you. You've got so much in there. It's ridiculous. Just keep fucking hassling me. I know I shouldn't have to ask you, but I just get lazy, you know, like you writing that song.
Yeah.
Go on.
It's like it's sitting there, it's on the edge, it's ready to come out, but it's just not fucking percolated.
Well, you won't take the piss out of my novel taking 7 years, because your song's probably about 200 words. And my novel's about 300,500.
Yeah, this is true. Well, I've been planning on putting together probably 40 poems and putting them into a book and publishing it. And these poems are already written. All they need spell checked and put together into a thing.
Still ain't got it done, have you?
Yeah,
Tell me about it.
You ain't got it done 10 years later, so I'm not gonna. I'm gonna give up procrastinating, but not this week.
There you go. I think it's two things. One of two things or both. Fear of failure or fear of finishing. That's usually what it is.
Oh, well,
I'm going to yeet you because you'll just keep talking, and you are.
Yeah,
Go.
I'm afraid of it actually selling.
Oi! Fear of success, boys. Right, I'm getting rid of him right now.
Yeah,
Ta-da!
okay.
Oh, you won't shut him up. What a lovely bloke. Vincent, my friend.
Hello, mate.
You functioned superbly tonight. I
fell out. I accidentally went out, but I got back in again.
Nah, you just got a bit of attention with that. But it was 180 degrees compared with last time you came on. How did it feel for you?
I can't even remember the last time. I think I was still suffering from food poisoning. So
We're going to call it food poisoning, are we?
No, honestly, I don't do any Class A drugs or anything like that. I don't drink alcohol. I just drink too much coffee and too much.
That's right. You said you'd been eating the coffees. My GP in Soho said that most of his patients, their illnesses come from stress. He says, and most stressed people are doing 20, 30 cups of like Americanos with a shot a day.
No,
he said instant. It's like, yeah. Oh, okay. Nescafe.
I'm only drinking the instant. No, it's a what's it called? Cafe Direct Mayan Gold. It's nice.
You like a Mayan Gold, Packer?
No, I have coffee from the garage down the road. The £1.29 No, it's a jar.
But, okay, has it got a seal in it that you pop with the spoon and it's satisfying? Yeah, lovely. All right, Vincent, thanks for coming on, mate. You were great tonight.
I'll speak to you another time.
Yeah, anytime. We're doing plenty of these. Look after yourself, mate. Ta-da!
God bless. God bless.
Ta-da, Vince.
Well, there you go. 42's still there, by the way. Look, can you see him down there, Packer? Look, just on the off chance. Yeah, I'll put him back in. Look. Hello, 42. Does he even know? Imagine we heard him and his missus. Imagine he went. Oh, look, he's gone now. Look, his missus went. Turn that off. I'm trying to wank you off. What did you make of tonight's show, Packer? 3 hours, mate. Good Lord.
Very good. I missed some of it. I'm sorry about that. I had some work trauma going on. I've still got
something did happen. I noticed that. Yeah. I felt like someone had cut one of my arms off for a while there.
I wasn't really terrible. You got onto music, which is not my strong point. I ain't got many. Yeah, the missus has just come back from shopping in Lincoln. It's
hang on a minute. I ain't having that. Packer, you are one big strong point.
Right.
Now show me the missus again because I didn't get to see. Hello, love. How are you? All right? Yeah.
Cold.
Looking good. Even okay, turn that on in, didn't you? Packer, it's always a pleasure. Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
Anything you want to say? You got last final words of wisdom?
No words of wisdom. No, just been good chat, good guests.
I love having you on. I love it. I really love it.
In whenever I want. It's great.
That's how it works. That's why I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm so tired, mate. It's just me and you now. There's no audience. Yeah, anytime I do a call in, you're welcome to co-host. It's an absolute pleasure. It's a privilege, in fact.
Right. Are you doing one Christmas Day this year?
Yeah, for sure. But listen, I don't want you to feel obliged. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes you might not want to sit here being looked at. If you just want to be in the chat, just say I ain't up for it today, and I won't.
I don't feel obliged. I feel honoured. It's great.
I won't like you again or anything. No, but seriously, if you one day you don't want to do it, just say, all right, go on. You've had your time in the sun. Get out. Look after yourself, Packer. Take care. Man. He's a lovely lad, isn't he? Works, doesn't it? I don't know why that works. Nice little setup. Right. Feel free to donate while I play the music. I've just done 3 hours. And it's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone who came on. I can't remember who, but interesting. Different people, different lives, different struggles, different experiences. It's interesting as you get older. I mean, I know we're all doing it. We're all getting older. But yeah, I've really been enjoying these streams lately. It went through a bit of a dark patch. I was getting a bit narked about a few different things. Anyway, I've been going on for far too much. Thank you, Goid Vision. I think you might be a bit back. I think you might have started watching late or something. I thought you might have been talking about the comedy, but that was a couple of hours ago. I'm not sure about that, but you said some nice things. You're all right, Vincent. If only if people can. I wouldn't expect people who can't afford it. That would be ridiculous. I certainly wouldn't want people to donate money they can't afford to donate. There you go. I thought as much, Goy Division. No worries. Windy's only just turned up. I'll tell you what, Windy, there's a bit of stand-up. I think you might have been at that gig, actually, weirdly enough. That's going back a while. I've also got to talk to your other half today, annoyingly. I might call him. If the phone goes and it's like got a Chinese number, it's me, but he'll be gutted. He'll be like, why did you have to go on that stream? Right, people, this is for Anglo if he's still here. Look after yourselves. I will be putting your comments on the screen, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. It's the missus' birthday tomorrow. I've got her nothing. I've got no cake. Yeah, love, I bought you this. She's going to be gutted, but pleasured for sure. Here we go. I think I'll set it up. Oh, hello, Hans. I didn't know you were in here. There'd probably be a few people I didn't say hello to. Apologies. I don't know, John. I don't know. I've been very lucky in life. I've never really been depressed, but I had a couple of weeks where I was just feeling a little bit unsatisfied. I think the novel coming to the end is, it's quite challenging. It's a challenging time. I don't know why. I'll probably find out in a year's time when I've had a bit of time from it. Anyway, I think I've got this racked up at the right moment. I think Anglo's done the off, but nonetheless, I think it's a Scrubs classic. Take care, people. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I might do a stream tomorrow. He's still here. Look. He's dropped another Lady Godiva. Well, hopefully you can hear this. Hang on, let me make sure. That would have been absolutely ruined it. Right. Entire Chrome tab. That one. I think I've got it at the right song. Let's try. Oh, sneaking silence. Thank you, Anglo. Appreciated. Take. Cheers, Ludwig. wig. I missed that one, son.
Feel the glory he said you would. Tell your mama you're coming home. Over all of that deafening drone. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Feel the dawn of your final day. Feel the fear and go anyway. Get a ride in that big black plane. Kill the conscience along your brain. But you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel.
Cheers.
Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Do whatever they tell me to. Tell yourself it ain't really you. But when the slaughtering has begun, you'll be murdering someone's son. And you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Yes, you'll realize you've been sold when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord. Cause the wheels already been rolled when you feel the enemy's cold hard steel. Oh Lord.
Oh, wow. Hello, Steve. Eleanor, I thought I'd scared you off with the stand-up. I don't know, maybe I read your comment wrong, but nice to know you're still here. How do I do that? I can't get rid of John. I didn't mean it like that, John. I'm glad you enjoyed that stream. I need them as well. You know, it's an absolute privilege to be able to share and talk and speak. And Jared's dropped a thanks, Chris. Time's a bit tough, but appreciate you all scrubbed them. No, you're all right, Jared. No worries. It's still a Sunday 10-pounder. Lovely. Look after yourselves, people, and love the people who love you because they're the ones who matter. Look after yourselves. I might see you tomorrow around the same time. Depends how much. Oh, no, you won't. It's my girlfriend's birthday. Shit. Ta-da! Hoita!